3, 2, 1. Who's a tart? I'm Adam from Your Movie Sucks. That was a quote.
Are you asking us?
From me asking Jake who a tart is. This is Sardonicast. Hi.
Yay.
Hey, I'm Alex from IG. I'm going to say, how's that?
How's what?
What was that? I didn't even...
How's that?
I understand what you're doing.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm Jake from Man Carrying Thing, and I'm going to say humans and AI, sometimes we just make mistakes, which is a quote from my new favorite film, Mercy, starring Chris Pratt, in theaters right now.
Oh, nice. Why are you dead naming Chris Pratt? He prefers to be called CP.
My bad. Sorry. CP.
Okay. And we got a special guest, whoever that may be. Introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Louise Ward, the person responsible for the castration movie you listeners have been hearing all about.
And who are all the special guests you've brought in the background?
Oh, well, I'm currently at the Newark Airport in New Jersey because I was on tour screening my movie in New York City, baby. So, so I've actually brought the entire airport with me onto the show.
Okay, perfect. It's a first.
It's nice. It's like an Altman film.
It's definitely a first, and
That is a first.
I did not know that would happen until the call started.
Well, I was kind of like not saying it would happen so that I could still guest on the podcast, obviously.
Okay. Well, why didn't we just... we planned this for like a month, though. Why didn't we just pick a different date?
Because we wanted to wait for the Oscar nominations. Otherwise, we would have recorded last week.
We could have... we could have just moved it forward like a day. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's fun. Don't get me wrong. It's funny. I'm just going to have to tell the editor, like, don't even try to remove the noise from this. Like, it's just going to be a noisy episode, which is fine. It's a one-off.
We're here now. We're in it.
I feel like it fits the theme, the mood, the tone of Oscars nominations. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and I think something that people have come to expect from me and my work is really bad audio. So I think that it's really, really right on point.
Yeah, the fuck it, we're doing it live approach.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, the audio wasn't bad in Castration Movie. I don't think.
Yeah.
No. I didn't think it was bad.
No, yeah. For like what it is, there was I appreciated on repeated viewings how shots were cut into the next scene basically like at the end of a distinct noise, whether or not the noise was added in post, but like having kind of like a beat just to transition into the next scene. It's like, I don't know. I consider it to be smart editing.
Thank you.
Not too many people do that.
And Louise, I just want to say thank you, and I guess blame you also for causing Adam's hyperfixation on castration movies for the past like 5 months or something. I'm
a gelding now.
Yeah, and now we're invested in the castration lore. So, and I had no idea what I would expect watching it. What did I say? Like I walked in, watching it at home,
being thrust into it.
Yeah, watching this film, and it was so much more interesting than I could have ever expected. It was so good. It was genuinely like a wonderful experience. So, thanks for bringing us that film.
Thank you. I love whenever my work's called interesting because I always go back to when I was in film school. One of my professors said to the class, like, "Hey, if you ever are like doing a screening with your friends and you really hate their movie, just call it interesting." Just say it was interesting. And of course that resulted in me, who had been using that as my secret ploy for years, was now found out, and everyone realized that I hated all of their work among my fellow film students.
No. I didn't hate it. I loved it. But it was baffling in sections, and I think that's a good thing. For me.
Yeah, no, I understand. I think I did make a work that it does apply. The term interesting definitely applies.
Yeah. Well, interesting is a nice blanket term that you can use for anything. Because even if it's not interesting, it would be interesting that it's not interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
You can find interest in anything you want, really. I find life in general interesting.
Yeah.
Like Star Wars is interesting, even though it's not. It's interesting that people like it.
Is it? Is it interesting? I mean, I feel like it's interesting to you because it's like you don't understand it. You can't comprehend
It's
it.
alien to you, yeah.
Oh yeah, I just don't get it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe I should put lightsabers in my movie. I think that would be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that would make it way better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be very Doug Walker coded.
That's what it was missing.
Yeah.
That's why it's not at
Yeah.
the Oscars.
Oh, not enough Disney in there.
It's true. Yeah, no, I got robbed by the Academy this year, that's for sure.
No trans filmmakers at the Oscars.
Yeah.
There's not really any good trans filmmakers, unfortunately, so
Wow.
it'll be it'll be a little while until one of us is
Damn.
at the Academy Awards.
Yeah. Well, not for Best Director anyway.
Oh, is this the backlash to Amelia Perez last year? I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's.
That was the most inclusive trans movie of all time.
I really, it should have won. It should have won. Yeah.
They still have a chance. They should renominate Amelia Perez this year.
They
Give it a
should.
second shot.
Oh yeah.
You know what? I've got to get Amelia Perez in my movie. I think that would be the real move.
No, yeah. Sophia Gascon.
Yeah.
Carlos Sophia Gascon.
No, just like yeah, but she's going to reprise her role as Amelia Perez. in the movie.
Oh my god, that sounds so good.
Just walking into frame, just pulling out a gun and smiling just occasionally and then leaving.
Spoiler, didn't she die like at the end? Like-
Oh, come on. No, she lives forever in our hearts. Come on.
oh, no one's ever really gone.
Yeah, we never saw a body, so she could have got out of that car.
Ooh, and if you had lightsabers in the movie, you could start the trailer like somehow Amelia returned and like
Nice. This is like my perfect movie right here.
Oh my god, yeah, she's like in the Darth Vader getup.
that'd be fun.
Like she's all burned on her body.
And then just say the whole thing's parody and you're good.
Oh, that'd be sick.
No licensing. Yeah, do Alex and Jake, do you have any questions for Louise as a
Yes.
guest, a filmmaker?
Yeah. I really want to like delve into, because what washed over me with your movies especially was your attitude or process towards dialogue in particular, and how kind of naturalistic it was, and how you managed to pull that off, because it feels so organic and kind of, I don't know, that process of how much of it was improv or how much was written word and planned out. Like, I'd love to know or hear you talk about that process in some way.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, like, what I think is so cool about it was I really wanted to get kind of the bare basics of like what it's like to work with performers and try to get like a natural performance out of them. So for me, it really came down to this sort of like idea of how do I make it so that these actors are like embodying the moment and like kind of snapping into a more reactive acting style as opposed to like what I would call like an anticipatory style. Like, I think when you're working with non-actors especially, you run into this issue where like they might look at a script and be thinking of, okay, where do I say my next lines? They're kind of almost waiting for cues in a way, like they're waiting to say their piece.
Yeah.
And that robs the moment of its authenticity. Whereas what I was trying to do as a director was really pull it back to a solely reactive style where they had to actually think about how they were responding in the moment in the way that like real conversations go. So like, a lot of that came from, we would block a scene and like we wouldn't rehearse exact dialogue, like in a way where it's like, here's what you have to say verbatim. It was more so like a matter of here's the impression of what you need to get across. And I would like throw some lines in there as like examples. But for the most part, it was really like, I need you to hit this beat and then you hit this beat and then you hit this beat. And so we would more so like handled almost like blocking cues in the same way you would tell an actor like, oh, here's when you walk over here and then you say something like this. And then that way the actors were always kind of like embodying the moment. And like when you rehearse enough and get them deep enough into character, you end up with this just very natural way where they just fully are embodying the person they need to be, and the actual acting falls away. Like it's almost like a possession or something. And especially with like the second film with like the cult, I was in New York. I was meeting up with a bunch of the actors, and like a lot of them were telling me like, yeah, no, it did feel like I was like in a cult that weekend that we shot it. Like it was like it was so real to all of them doing it, and it was like almost traumatizing, where it's like not in like a bad way, but like in a way where it's like, they had to bring it up in therapy or whatever, because it was like they had to kind of unpack like, yeah, no, I kind of went and was in a cult for a little bit.
That's so fun.
And I think that's what's like fun about taking an approach like this is, we have such trust for each other, like as a director with my actors, and it really like makes those movies work.
That's awesome. Yeah, I agree that one of my pet peeves is when you can tell that the actor is waiting for the other actor to like finish their line, especially when the written dialogue is an interruption. So it'll be like, what do you mean, but, and then they'll say half of a fucking sentence or half a word, pause, and then the next actor, like, no, you're supposed to start your line early. You need to like overlap if you're going to do that. But yeah, that's super cool. That's a really, really well said, awesome approach to dialogue and filmmaking.
Well, and it's part of the looseness of the style helps with that, where like obviously I'm filming these movies like really off the cuff with like a camcorder that's like right in the action with these actors, and like by committing to one take and stuff, it's like we don't need to like trying to do these one-ers and whatnot allows us to like live in those moments in a way where it's like no one has to remember that they have to now overlap their dialogue at the same time again if we do like a different coverage or something. Like it allows it to be like one and done in this way, where the actors don't have to focus on like having to redo the same thing. It's more so like if a shot doesn't work, like we're not getting the emotional intensity I need or whatever, if we reset, they're not also having to like try to match a beat of something they did before, and I think that's like a great deal of freedom, where like every single time we roll the camera, it gets to exist as its own unique thing, and it allows me to like play a little bit more with those actors when I need to as well.
That's really fucking cool.
Yeah, I love that.
I had a question about like how you work with people who have experience acting alongside people who don't have any experience acting. Like, do the same rules apply to those people as they would to the non-actors?
Yeah, I mean, like the thing is it's all about like just getting people into character, and I think that the thing is like whether they're a non-actor or someone who has like a lot more acting experience, it's it's less the experience that changes the approach and more that every like person has a different approach that you need to take with them. And I think that that's like what's so integral from that like director actor relationship is like you just have to bring in to the work whatever that unique person's needs are. And like I think that with some actors who have more experience, they require a lot they're going to ask a lot more questions in order to get into that character, whereas some of them it's like we'll share like 2 sentences of like, you're like this, here's your backstory, go, and then they don't need anything else. So it is like I would say there's like much less of a distinction between like non-actors and like more established actors and just like different personality types.
Okay, cool. I have one more question real quick. Sorry, because this is
no, that's fine. Go
interesting to me. So the cinematography, like what motivated that style, like to have, because I feel like the low res feel makes it almost timeless. Like it doesn't feel like it came out recently, and it almost makes it more cinematic compared to if you were trying to shoot it in like a high res, modern 4K, something like that. Yeah.
Like I hate how digital 4K looks. It doesn't like look like cinema to me in a way where like, someone who shoots video quite well can still get something that looks like cinematic. Like there's so many cool like video art movie projects like from the 80s and 90s that I really aspire to like reaching the heights of like finding like the sublime beauty within like such an ugly, gross format. And I just don't see that as much with like the clarity and sharpness of like 4K video. Like it feels like 4K digital cameras. Like, I feel like whenever I used to shoot digital, it was always like throwing broken lenses in front of it or doing some post-processing like to make the footage look a little like more organic and closer to something that has like flaws and imperfections, because I find like imperfections to be like a much more human element of art. And there's something that like clarity robs from like I don't know, like for the magic trick of cinema to work, there needs to be something that's kind of distancing you from the image of what you're watching, right? I think that from that perspective, video just made sense to me. And what I really found with that specific like high 8 camera was it was like a camera that I had as a kid. It was like the family home video camera. And the second I got it back in my hands and I was playing with the zoom function and all this stuff, I kind of liked the fact that it was like almost like an anti-cinematic form that was like almost closer to home video. And I felt like that would the first thing I shot was like my friends doing one of their band performances, and just the way I moved across their bodies and all this stuff, I realized like this is going to be the language of the movie I'm making.
Nice.
That's dope. It's so I might have remembered this wrong. So I swear when you first told me about the camera, you said like digital high 8. Is it a digital high 8? Does that make sense? Is that a thing? Or did I remember it wrong? Yeah.
So it is a thing. So there's like analog high 8, and then like digital high 8 is just slightly different because it records the video stream in a way that I can like use like a DV cable to get the footage off of the camera. If I was using like a camera that was like 10 years older, that was like the more old fashioned like analog high 8 tape, it would just be like more, it would be like trying to like shoot like SVHS or something like there'd be a lot more processing to try to get off the camera. So shooting the digital high 8 is just like a little bit better because you have less degradation on the tapes, and like since it's hard to get tapes, I tape over everything quite often. Like we're using the same tapes over and over. And then so like digital high 8 is just like basically just like it would be like analogous to like DV tape. Like they're very similar, just like slightly different in terms of like the methodology through which like they store information.
Awesome. Yeah, I find those types of cameras very, very nostalgic. I still have my old one that I was using when I was a kid.
Oh, nice.
I love the zoom function on it as well.
Yeah.
There's something special about it.
Well, and what I think is really fascinating is like I'm now starting to see the people who have been inspired by castration movies, so to speak, where like I'm seeing more people in their like early 20s who are shooting on like high 8 or DV tape or whatever, where they're like recording parties or even like shooting short films and stuff on these mediums. And what I find interesting is like at the age I am, I have like a certain degree of awareness of like I have memories of holding that camera as like a kid, and as like even when I was in junior high, DV was still kind of like the format I would have to shoot at if I wanted to make like a video at home. So it is interesting because I feel like these younger kids don't have that same connection to it. So I'd almost expect them to be picking up like, you know, like a Rebel like T3i or like a flip video camera or something would be like maybe saying more like if they wanted to match something similar to what I'm doing. But like, yeah, it is interesting that we're starting to see this like kind of video renaissance again.
Yeah.
And I hate if it all looks like crap, I'll hate being responsible for it.
I mean, it's way better than I've seen so many movies try to like emulate that style, but they just put like a shitty filter over it, and it's like, okay, no, you didn't even bother to do anything authentic with it.
Yeah,
like you're just doing this.
Well, and it's so funny because like it's like a knowledge set, right? Like I remember in film school, I wanted one of my movies to look like it was like recorded on VHS off of TV because it was like trying to like pretend to be like an episode of like a lost TV show from like YTV or something. And it was so funny because like to do that myself, what I did was I dubbed it onto a tape, and then like dubbed the movie onto a tape and then re-recorded it and recaptured it back in. So I got an authentic look of what it looks like. But like nowadays, I think people would just like use like a filter in like Premiere or Resolve or whatever, and just like add like VHS filter. And it's like, no, like you can just go buy a VCR and do it yourself. Like it's not hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. One of my favorite things is in Check It Out with Steve Brule, Tim and Eric, in order to get those weird like warping VHS like glitch type things, they literally just fed it through a VCR and smashed it. They like just fucking wailed on it, and it looked cool. Awesome. It looked great, right? So there's a lot of fun stuff you can do with it, and getting that authentic feel is really important. Any more questions for Louise? Anybody? No.
I do kind of want to know. We were talking just before we started about the UK, and you described it as hell on earth. What was it about?
Do you not agree?
Was that London specifically? Or?
I was in in North America we have this thing called freedom that the Americans started, and when I was in the UK, I kept on being harassed by like community enforcement officers who would run up to me anytime I lit a cigarette and like try to find me for littering. Like they'd walk and be like, I'm going to stand with you until you throw out this cigarette butt, or I'm going to give you a $300 ticket. And one of them actually ticketed me. And so I was like, this has never happened anywhere else I've traveled in the entire world. So I turned on the UK. I was like, this is a police state.
Was this in London? This must have been in London, right?
No, this was in Birmingham.
Oh, really? That's funny.
And Bristol.
And Bristol.
Well, maybe you shouldn't litter.
They're pretty serious about littering.
I wasn't littering. They were just mad at me for smoking cigarettes in public. It was crazy.
Really?
That's weird.
That's hilarious.
Well, what do you have to say for yourself, Alex?
Sure, whatever. Fuck the
UK.
Yeah. I don't know a single person that lives in the UK that doesn't like dislike it.
I do like the idea of me as like a trans woman visiting the UK. It's like, yeah, no, I didn't like that. I was being persecuted as a smoker.
True.
Yeah. No, I was going to say that's brave. I'm glad it was the cigarettes they went after. Yeah. Fucking hell.
Yeah. I hear it's pretty bad in the UK, the transphobia.
Turf Island, they call it, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's terrible. But it's bad everywhere. But whatever. Someone should make a movie about this.
It's cool that you have those screenings there, too. Because, I mean, in that environment where people are, probably subject to a lot more harassment, I'm sure those types of screenings mean a lot more to them, too.
Well, it's kind of funny because, like, what I will say about the movie that's so awesome is it just, like, I think the one thing I learned more than anything is that there's such an amazing community among, like, queer and trans people, like, everywhere that kind of has, like, almost, like, I don't want to use the term monoculture because there's nothing monolithic about it, but at least, like, the people who come out to castration movie screenings are always so excited, and it's always very similar types of people. And whether I go, to like Scotland or Ireland or Australia or in this case, or like most recently, like Texas as well. It's like I'll see this amazing group of people in the community who are happy to come out and see a big movie, or like, my little movie in a big room with a bunch of people. And there's something that's like a very beautiful, like community unifying thing about it. And it makes the world feel pretty nice when I get to travel around and like kind of have these similar experiences in all these different places, and especially places where people like almost like abandon like queer populations in a way of thinking like, oh my God, like who would go to Texas or whatever. And it's like, no, showing up there and seeing how great all those girls are or whatever was like awesome. Like I had a wonderful time. So I think that there's something really nice making a movie that kind of has like, for what it's worth, like some degree of radical politics and getting to like go and experience that in like a room of like-minded people.
Yeah. Well, it is a big movie because it's twice the length of other long movies.
Yeah, like it's like physically big. Like
it's huge.
like no one torrents it because it's too big of a file. Like that's how I beat piracy.
And also because it's fucking $3.
Yeah, that's true.
Nobody torrents it because it's the cheapest. It's the best deal for movies that exists right now.
Yeah. No, and I think that's the important thing is like making a movie accessible. Like
Yes.
that was like something I always wanted to test out was like the second someone hears about this movie, they can put it into Google and buy it that moment.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
I think that like that's the biggest thing that's like ruined a lot of the like distribution of indie films over the last little while is that like if a big movie premieres at Sundance, it might never even come out in a way that like you can actually watch it. Whereas like for me, it's like if I were to like debut a movie at Sundance, I would want you to be able to like go online and VOD it that night because like the attention economy only lasts so long. It's like you got to take advantage of it.
Yeah, I mean, there's that's the beauty of self-distribution and also like owning what you create as well. But so many people are going to film festivals, and it's like you kind of need to sell it. The bidding war. So it's like a different economy kind of.
Well, and I think that like festivals are becoming increasingly irrelevant when like there's no film monoculture anymore. It's like people kind of find like the niche stuff they like and kind of stick to it. So I think modeling film distribution closer to like the way that like digital commerce works among like content creators and stuff is really going to be the future of making this stuff work.
I mean, yeah, you're definitely legitimizing it in a good way.
Yeah.
So
No.
Do you submit to festivals?
No, I wanted it to. I hate submitting to festivals. Now the festivals reach out to me, which is really nice. Which I do love getting to do festival screenings. It's just like I don't. It's like they're not my priority for the distribution of this because like even though it's like so fun to attend a festival and like get to meet people and like it's so nice from like a community aspect, like I get that out of just attending. Like screening a movie at a festival can be kind of exhausting and get in the way of like the fun like making friends aspect of it. And so
Right.
like to me, the whole nature of festivals is so secondary to like my distribution like strategy for this film, and so really, if we do festivals, it's just because it's with friends who really want to show it at like their festivals and stuff like that. So that's really been the festival strategy is more from like a social perspective than it is like a marketing or publicity perspective.
Yeah. That weird analogy, but I talked to a friend recently that was vending at a furry convention, and it's like, wow, you go to a con to work? Like, okay,
Right. Yeah.
I go to fucking have fun. Well, thank you for all the informative information.
Yes, awesome.
And I guess we'll talk about. We're gonna try and plow through these Oscar noms. Alex, can you do your best impression of someone who's auctioning, who's hosting an auction?
Yeah, I can try my best. We can go for actor and leading role first if you want to. Yeah, I can just like rocket through these, right? Okay, let's just do this.
I think that's the fastest I've ever heard you talk.
Yeah, I try to keep it slow normally, but
we're skipping the shorts. Do whatever you want. I don't give a shit. When's your flight, Louise?
I've got hours. Don't worry.
Yeah. Well, when are you boarding?
We got 3 hours.
Okay. Well, does anybody else have hard outs? Like, I don't know.
But like, I think it's good to skip the shorts because like shorts aren't real movies. Like,
Boo,
honestly,
thanks for saying that.
We hate shorts. Just make a feature.
Also, like the best shorts of the year are never like nominated anyway because they premiered on YouTube or whatever,
exactly.
That fucking French ad for the supermarket that should have been in the animated category. Yeah. It's not. Didn't even submit.
For any budding filmmakers out there, just make a feature. It takes the same amount of effort as a good short. So just go.
And then it's a real movie.
Like a short's just the best part of a movie. So a feature is just adding in all the not as good parts.
Yeah.
So it's like
Right.
it's not as hard as it seems. Just go do it.
And then if you turn it into a feature, you're ineligible for best screenplay, and it has to be adapted.
Yeah, you're actually so right. Which is an adapted screenplay even real?
You adapted it from your own screenplay. Like, fuck off. All right. What's nominated for Best Picture? Let's go.
Right. You want to do it that way?
Whatever, however you want it. I don't know. Who has hard outs?
I just want to say, can I say first, let's lead with the biggest omission of this entire thing is No Other Choice.
Yeah.
Locked out completely. What the fuck?
Yeah, there are a few snubs.
I'm so happy I showed it to both of you before
Me too.
the noms came out, because that's a genuine like travesty. Because the last time I was like really upset it's a movie not getting any noms was like, I'm thinking of ending things. But at that point, it's like, okay, Netflix didn't campaign for it. It's not the type of movie that the Oscars would acknowledge anyway, even though it deserved to be in many categories. Everybody forgot about it. It was released at the beginning of the year. No Other Choice was just at the fucking Globes, okay? He was nominated for director, fucking Lee Byung-hun, actor. Like, they didn't, they're not unaware of this movie. This is like a spiteful snub. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
it's making money too. Like, it's doing well in the in theaters. Apparently, people
every
are seeing
single nom that exists that you're about to read is now I'm heavily scrutinizing because No Other Choice isn't there. There's so many. There's so many that you could easily get rid of.
Maybe he should have made a better movie.
No,
it needs to be more like F1 or something like that. You know,
they did make a better movie. It's called Wicked for Good, and it also got snubbed.
That's a happy snub though. That one.
So
it's called Parasite. It's not. No, very different movie. I looked this up. I fact checked this. Parasite is the only Korean film nominated for anything ever at the Oscars. And it won.
Crazy.
Great.
Wow.
But you can look at the entire history since the 1960s. Korea has been submitting films almost every year, like every year since like the 70s for sure. And you know, they've submitted fucking Lee Chang-dong films and Bong Joon-ho films, and like they just get ignored every single year except Parasite. And now I guess it's like, I don't know, the Academy thinks, well, you've had too many. You won Best Picture. We don't need to acknowledge your country anymore.
You get one win every 100 years, and then just shut up.
Also, shout out to the fucking rules for international feature, where the country decides what they nominate. So there's been many times where like a French filmmaker has made obviously the movie that would be submitted, but then the director said something negative about the French government, and the French government went, "Oh, we're not submitting your film to the Oscars," and submitted some bullshit instead. And then also, you're only allowed to submit one per country. So there's an expectation from the Academy that there's no movie worth mentioning in a country that already submitted a different movie. You can't have a country that's not America that's making more than one good movie per year. Fuck off. I'm already mad. We got to get through this.
Preach.
But it is an American awards show.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Like, it's an American show. Like that's what it's for. It's like the Hollywood awards show.
Yeah, but they don't call it the America show. They pretend they pretend like they're acknowledging the best movies.
Like I'm not gonna like be mad at the BAFTAs or whatever for not nominating like a Korean movie or whatever.
But they're honest about it. It's in the title. It's British is the first word.
Also, no one cares about the BAFTAs. Yeah. Everyone cares about the Oscars.
But I will say, like, I'm not too worried about like No Other Choice not getting nominated. What I am curious about is if it means that like Neon's losing some level of credibility or something.
All of their other movies are nominated. They've got like 6 others.
That's true.
Because I mean, obviously the Panahi films. So yeah, I guess that's true.
And yeah, we'll go through the list. Like a lot of them are Neon.
Yeah. Okay. So actor in a leading role, we got Tim Cham for Marty Supreme, DiCaprio for One Battle After Another, Ethan Hawke for Blue Moon, Michael B. Jordan for Sinners, and Wagner Moura for The Secret Agent. I haven't seen Blue Moon or Secret Agent yet, but what are we feeling for this?
I think Tim Cham's got it.
Tim Cham?
I mean, I wouldn't be mad at Leo for sure.
Yeah, I think it was a career best performance for Ethan Hawke in Blue Moon. Actually,
really?
Like that would be that's who I would award for it for sure. I think it's like he does incredible stuff in that film, and it is just like a showcase of him as an actor. It's just him monologuing the entire movie, and it's very powerful. Yeah.
All right. Jake?
I mean, Michael B. Jordan is just nobody's. It could happen. I don't know. I mean, Sinners has got 16. What is it? 16 noms?
Yeah, I think it's 16.
Reaffirming that it's a normie masterpiece.
Well,
the most noms ever.
Yeah, it beat Titanic, didn't it, or something?
I just think the saddest and most predictable outcome would be it gets the most nominations ever and it wins 0. I feel like that's something the Oscars would do.
Oh, it's not going to win 0. It's winning casting for sure.
I think it's got a couple.
Mm.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah, the song stuff. Yeah.
It's winning score, even though. Anyway, yeah, let's keep going.
Yeah, we'll get there. Actor in a supporting role: Benicio del Toro for One Battle, Jacob Elordi for Frankenstein, Delroy Lindo for Sinners, Sean Penn for One Battle After Another, and Stellan Skarsgård for Sentimental Value. Some good picks in there. It's got to go to Sean Penn, though, right? That would be my personal pick.
I want it to be Sean Penn.
Delroy Lindo. I mean, that was the surprise. That's what everyone was talking about. How great it was he got nominated. I hope he wins.
But is that a reason to win? Is that you're surprised they were nominated?
Yeah, fuck it. I want him to win.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
The other guys, I mean, they've all been recognized. Jacob Elordi is like 12, and so he's got a future.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, it really depends on how much One Battle After Another will resonate with Academy voters, because
True.
it's one of those prestige movies where it has such a legacy cast to I could see that in one world kind of sweeping like this, because it is also such a crowd pleaser, entertaining, artsy movie.
Yeah, I feel exactly the same.
Yeah, I could also see voters kind of splitting their vote, being like, well, One Battle After Another is going to win Best Picture and Director, so let's do something different for acting and all these other roles.
Which is a sad thing to realize.
And also, Sean Penn and Benicio del Toro, they might split the vote,
Yeah, maybe.
So we'll see.
Well, let's do actress in a leading role then. We got Jessie Buckley for Hamnet, Rose Byrne for If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, Kate Hudson for Song Sung Blue, Renate Reinsve for, sorry about the Norwegian pronunciations and whatever, for Sentimental Value, and Emma Stone for Begonia. I was happy to see Begonia in here.
Yeah, it was crazy how controversial the Kate Hudson nom was here. Because a lot of people were expecting to see Chase Infinity for One Battle.
Yes.
Yeah, but I think I'd go with Rose Byrne for this.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, Rose Byrne was great, actually. I would like to see the Sentimental Value.
Yeah, I think that'd be my personal pick, but I've still got to see If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. I've heard Rose Byrne is amazing though.
Yeah, she carries the movie for sure.
From what I hear, it seems like Jessie Buckley has it locked down, but I think it'd be very funny if Emma Stone won for Begonia.
Yeah.
And then people would just be like, okay, all right, this is getting ridiculous.
Enough's enough, yeah.
I love Emma Stone, but yeah.
I feel bad, but Jessie Buckley's performance in Hamnet is bad because Chloe Zhao's a bad director.
Hey, based.
All she does is make Jessie Buckley just be so over the top. It's like the whole movie is just the most ugly crying sort of performing. It's just directed so poorly. Jessie Buckley is doing the best she can with the material, but I just think there's no subtlety to the performance at all.
Yes. I haven't even seen it yet. I'm kind of dreading it.
Yeah, sometimes the biggest performance wins. So I could see her getting it for that.
Yeah. The loudest movie wins sound. That's the rule.
I don't like you taking shots at the director of my favorite Marvel movie, Eternals. I don't think that's fair. But whatever.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay. Actress in a supporting role then. We got Elle Fanning for Sentimental Value, Inga Ipsdotter Lilius for Sentimental Value, Amy Madigan for Weapons, Wunmi Mosaku for Sinners, and Tiana Taylor for One Battle After Another. I was happy to see Amy Madigan in there for Weapons. I really didn't think Weapons would get any love, so I think that would be my kind of personal pick there.
Yeah, that would be the best outcome for this one, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think Tiana Taylor is so fun in One Battle After Another.
She is.
I wish, it's the classic supporting role where it's I wish she was in more of that movie because she's so good in it. So I don't know. I could see it going in that direction as well.
Yeah, it's Tiana Taylor for me too. I think she'll win also.
Animated feature film is next. We got Arco, Elio, K-pop Demon Hunters, Little Amelie, or the character of Rain, and Zootopia 2. Exceptionally weak year, I feel.
I swear to God, I thought you said Argo, and I was like, hold on. Did they do an animated version of Ben Affleck's film?
Okay, no, it's that Natalie Portman. I haven't seen it yet. I don't know. I've heard mixed things.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is kind of a weak category for me. I'm not really passionate about any of these. Maybe Zootopia 2, unless Arco or Little Amelie really blow me away.
Yeah. I've heard good things about Little Emily. I haven't seen it yet. I don't expect to enjoy Arco that much. It seems like a lower age demographic. Elio doesn't belong there.
Yeah, the fact Elio's in there kind of says it all for how weak the year is for that. There's no Demon Slayer or
Chainsaw Man.
Chainsaw Man or anything like this. So
guys, if K-pop Demon Hunters doesn't win, I'm going to do something bad.
Do you like that movie?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, it's fine.
But I mean, just reward it. Just give it the award. Come on.
I mean, it'll get sung. Whatever. Give it to Zootopia too.
Yeah.
No,
it's the better of the. Well,
yeah. That's who I'd give it to at the moment.
It probably will go to Zootopia. It probably will be Zootopia too.
I don't know. K-pop won the Globe. You never know.
That's true.
Yeah.
Do you think it's controversial that they don't have any like anime? Like
it's bad that they don't.
Because there's some huge movies like anime from TV show type movies this year.
Two of the biggest films of last year was Demon Slayer and Chainsaw.
Like they made a ton of money.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like it is surprising they're not here.
Give it time.
It's not surprising because they consistently ignore anime that isn't fucking Ghibli, and the reason why they do that is because Ghibli gets distributed by Disney over in the States, and so it has a direct connection with Disney. Otherwise, they fucking ignore it.
Yeah.
They ignored fucking Mars Express. They ignored Look Back. Like they every fucking year, it's disgusting.
Oh yeah, they didn't know.
Mars Express is not anime, but it looks close enough like it that they decided to ignore it.
Yeah. I'm going to unfortunately skip over animated short film.
Nice.
Go to casting: Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle, The Secret Agent, and Sinners. Any strong opinions on this one? I don't really have any strong from this selection.
Yeah. I would go with Marty Supreme because they do so much of like that mix of non-actor and like established actor casting that I think is so interesting. Like the Safdies have always been the type of like doing some level of like street casting, and I think there's some inspired choices like Kevin O'Leary is the vampire villain in that movie is like such an insane thing to do. So it's like I think that for choices like that, I would lean towards the casting in that film.
Yeah, same here.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I agree. I think Marty Supreme should get it. I think Sinners is going to get it because I think the Academy voters will say Michael B. Jordan played 2 characters. That's interesting.
He did. He played 2 characters.
That's like half the amount of casting as usual.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that like winning or losing casting? If you're just like, well, why don't we just have the same guy play two characters?
See, this is the first year that the category exists, and I still don't understand what they're evaluating in the category because if it's based out of like a main ensemble cast and just like, oh, you did such a great job giving the roles to the right people and they performed it so well, then it's kind of weird that sentimental value is not there because like 4 of the actors, like the whole cast is nominated for acting awards, right? So it's like, okay, well that's not there.
Yeah.
So it can't possibly be for that. And then some other people were saying, like in my Twitch chat, maybe they were speculating like that it might only be applying to smaller, like background, small characters, like it's not about the main cast. Right. But then it's like, okay, if that's the case, then I'm curious what justifies the Sinners nomination. I'm curious what that's about. If it's supposed to not include films where like the actors are decided by the director before the casting process even begins, like if it's written for the character, it's like, okay, well then that also applies to Sinners because Michael B. Jordan has worked with Coogler for every movie and Tim Cham produced Marty Supreme. Like, I don't know. I don't know what they're evaluating. I want to hear like an actual thing from the Oscars talking about what their process is.
What qualifies it? Yeah.
I'm sure the Academy doesn't know.
I assume that like the Casting Association has some involvement in it, and people who are in the Academy who are part of that association would be working towards what gets nominated, because usually it's like based on the guilds and stuff, how the nominees get put together. So My best guess is that just because of thinking how the casting process goes on like a Hollywood movie, like, casting directors are usually brought in on like a studio picture, like the sort of stuff that'd be nominated for Academy Awards, where it's like the lead role is usually already attached, and then you're trying to figure out who's going to fill out the rest of the ensemble. And in the case of a lot of these like movies that are nominated, I think that they are leaning towards more ensemble piece movies for the most part, like that have strong sort of like a strong presence of cast in like every role. And it is weird that Sentimental Value's not here, but like it might just be from the limit of nominees, like if you only have 5 being nominated or whatever.
They choose how many. Okay, they could add more. There used to be only 5 Best
true.
Picture nominees. Now there's 10. They can do whatever the fuck they want, right?
Were you a big fan of Sentimental Value, Louise?
I never saw it. That's one of my
it's great.
blind spots on here.
No, it's awesome.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they only have so many seats at the Dolby Theater, and they're trying to not have too many people show up.
Well, and the thing is, I do want to say I'm really happy this category exists, because like having worked with like casting directors, they are like one of your strongest collaborators when you're putting a movie together. I have. Their presence definitely does deserve award, and I am happy this category was made.
You know what I thought had cool casting? Castration Movie 2
Oh yeah.
had interesting casting choices.
Mm-hmm.
So what the fuck, Academy?
Yeah, no, I can't believe we have no nominations. It's crazy.
I think Surratt would have been a good pick for this also. Surratt had some good casting choices.
Yeah, still got to see that one.
Oh shit, you haven't seen it? I think you'd like it,
I'm looking
Alex.
forward to it.
Yeah, watch it.
Yeah, I think I will too. Cinematography is next. We've got Frankenstein, Marty Supreme, One Battle, Sinners, and Train Dreams. I love Train Dreams. I'd probably give it to that. If not, probably One Battle for me.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much going into the cinematography in one battle after another that I just like, I would love it to win cinematography. I think that Resurrection by Gunn, remember that movie we watched?
Yeah.
That probably,
I remember.
that should have gotten a nom, but I don't know if the Academy acknowledges that it exists.
No, that's some of the best filmmaking I saw of the entire year in that film.
Yeah.
It's just nobody's seen it.
I think Sinners is going to win based solely on the video of Ryan Coogler talking about the different aspect ratios to see the movie in that was posted when they were talking about like see it in IMAX or whatever. I think there's something about Sinners and the way it was like the cinematography was approached that like got people excited about going to the cinema to see a movie. And I think that like normal people going to the cinema to see a movie, like
we call them normies.
So I do think that it has a really strong shot at it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I could see Sinners winning. Or I could also see Frankenstein winning, and that would piss me off because it's probably my least favorite. Because they love Del Toro, and it's like a visually breathtaking film, supposedly.
But I think it's actually some of the like, I don't want to say lazy, because Del Toro like creates images that like I can't even comprehend how a filmmaker is able to put some of those sequences together. But like, for Del Toro, it feels like a very lacking, like it's a very dark, muddy Netflix-looking movie.
It is.
It doesn't have the spectacle.
Yeah. Some other snubs for this category. I think Warfare could have fit in here. I think the cinematography was great in Warfare. Presence, Steven Soderbergh. That would have been a great nom for cinematography. And last but not least, No Other Choice, you fucking assholes.
Yeah,
what the hell?
Yeah, that's an obvious one.
This was like the most obvious. What are you talking about? That had incredible cinematography.
There's another one too. 28 years later.
Oh, sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, actually, honestly.
Yeah, I think 20 years later would have been my number one for cinematography last year. It's the only thing that felt like was pushing the medium of what you can do with digital photography forward. And I think it's actually pretty interesting that I think all of these movies were shot on film that are nominated this year.
Interesting, actually. Yeah.
Oh.
Train Dreams was digital, I believe.
Okay, Train Dreams is digital. Okay, that's the only one I haven't seen. So
I did not like it.
I loved it.
Frankenstein was shot on film?
I don't.
No,
Maybe
no,
not.
there's no
Well,
way.
At least 3 of them then.
Yeah,
All
the good ones.
right.
Okay. Costume design is next. We got Avatar, Fire and Ash, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, and Sinners.
Can someone explain that?
Yeah, why are you laughing at him? What's so funny about Avatar Fire?
Costume design and fire. Is it not just like?
Were they not designed?
I mean, but for that to be like best, I don't know.
I think digital. Like if you're designing a character digitally, I think it's good to kind of open it up to the realm of animation in a bit of, you know, if it's good costuming, it doesn't really matter what the medium is.
Someone had to design that loincloth for the 12-year-old, you know.
True. On principle, yes, I agree. It's interesting to open it up to animation. However, if we're going to do that, there's a billion other movies that should have been recognized either before this or this year above Avatar 3 for costume design.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hear that.
Like that's crazy.
It's probably going to be what, Frankenstein or Sinners?
It's probably going to be Sinners.
Hamnet.
Yeah,
Hamnet,
I mean,
Hamnet.
I always think Hamnet because it's always like the period drama. Like it's always a period movie.
Depending on how many costumes were in it. I don't know how many characters are in Hamnet.
I guess all of these are period movies with the exception of Avatar. So
True. Yeah, I think Sinners will probably get it. I don't know. Who cares? It's just costumes.
well, actually, I will say like the costume designers like I've worked with, like they add so much to like the way that you work on characters with your actors. Like sometimes the just putting the clothes on an actor will change them entirely. So I think it's like it is an important category. It's just like nothing here feels like so definitive where I associate like that look with the character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Marty Supreme, the costumes in Marty Supreme were incredible. I don't know. That might be a long shot. We'll see.
We'll see. Also, sorry, one battle. Come on, the main look of Leo.
Yeah.
That people were doing Halloween costumes of that.
Yeah. Well, that's
iconic.
That's the thing is like there was more iconic costuming that like you know all of the costuming in one battle is so definitive for those characters. So it is weird to see that not getting a nomination here.
That is weird.
Yeah, true. Okay, let's do directing then. We got Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle, Sentimental Value, and Sinners. I don't know who this is going to go to.
I think no other choice is getting this one.
Is it going to be Sinners again? You guys are just kind of radicalizing me to everything's going to be Sinners.
I think Sinners is going to get some like some of the techie or like lower, like it's getting casting and maybe, I don't know, maybe not techie, but it's like some of the smaller categories. I mean, I think One Battle's getting the major ones. I'm hoping PTA gets it.
It's PTA. It's PTA.
I think PTA.
It's his time.
It's got to be PTA's year, right?
I'm hoping.
It's his The Departed year. You know, it's his time.
Like I think so. Which like I really don't like his movies, but
Really?
I think I'm just not. I think I don't like dumb guy film directors.
Who?
Like
PTA?
Yeah, I don't like PTA.
Is he a dumb guy?
Yeah, I think he's a dumb guy film director. It's just like a certain type where it's like accidental auteur. Like I think his storytelling's pretty weak.
Disagreed. Oh my goodness.
I think it's the hottest take that's ever been aired on this podcast.
That's a good hot take.
No, it's fine. Louise is full of hot takes.
No, yeah, I want to hear him.
Yeah. No, I just like hate movies. I mean, you can see it in the work I make.
It's a protest against the concept of movies.
It really is. It's like challenging what a movie is. But I think it's going to be PTA. I don't know if any of these would be my best director on the year.
What's your best director?
I don't know. I'd probably go with like Danny Boyle for 28 Years Later.
Sure. There we go.
Yeah. Because that movie's doing interesting things. All the performances are super strong. Yeah. No, none of these directors feel like. It's hard to praise Josh Safdie today, but I think he also did a great job
because of the recent the recent things that may or may not be true.
Yeah, I was gonna say the controversy. But like I will say, with the Safdie movie, like that performance by Abel Ferrara is so incredible. That like that alone deserves a directing nomination.
True. That's funny. Did Jake say who you think? Also Paul Thomas?
Oh yeah, PTA.
Okay,
PTA,
all right, let's go.
Yeah. Double lock on PTA. Documentary feature film then is next. The Alabama Solution.
I haven't seen any of them.
Come see me.
Has anybody seen
I've
any
only
of them?
seen one. I've seen one of them. Yeah.
I'm
Come see me in the good light.
I'm really rooting for Alabama Solution. It's Charlotte Kaufman is Lloyd Kaufman of Troma Entertainment's daughter.
Shit.
Oh wow. Okay.
I thought it was just trans Charlie Kaufman.
Yeah, no, so like really, really rooting for her.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't let you read all of them. I just
No, there was only Cutting Through Rocks, Mr. Nobody Against Putin, and the one I have seen, The Perfect Neighbor, which I thought was interesting and sad and fucked up. But yeah, I want to see the Alabama Solution in particular. Going to skip over documentary short film, unfortunately.
not real movies.
But film editing, we've got F1, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Sentimental Value, and Sinners. The first appearance of F1, which I don't know, kind of stands out for me as a weak link in this list. Because overall, this is like an okay list of films, I feel. This is one to me where I feel like, come on.
Yeah.
Best editing too.
Yeah. There's a lot of easy places for no other choice to be. A lot of really easy places for no other choice to be. The editing in that film is fucking incredible.
Sublime.
It's a little obvious.
No, yeah, it's obvious, but it's also incredible, right? So whether or not we're gonna judge the editing based on like
I think for me it's got to be Marty Supreme, because not since 2001: Space Odyssey have I loved a match cut as much as the egg being inseminated to the ping pong ball.
That is a good one.
So I gotta go with that. Although I'd be curious, I think this could be like F1 definitely has like the most flashy editing out of any of these movies. So
I hope they don't do it.
I was gonna say don't hate me, but I kind of think F1 should get this.
Yeah, well, I think I could see that happening.
It also feels like a movie that was very much shaped in the edit in terms of like, we need to get the story together.
Yeah,
exactly.
Feels like it was a lot of work.
I feel that though when I watch it.
And they have rewarded that before. Bohemian Rhapsody,
Yeah.
the whole fucking campaign was.
That was exactly what I was thinking.
We
about.
had to change directors because he was a pedophile, and there was no movie until the editor came along, and so they gave him the award. Like, okay,
It's the most editing award.
Yeah, the most. Yeah, that's what kind of bugged me about F1 was that, during the racing scenes, it is like slick and perfect. But then they got to have like dialogue and characters talking to each other in between that. And the way that is like blocked and shot to me was so badly put together, particularly with that editing for me. So my choice would be like Sentimental Value, probably.
I feel like F1 is definitionally a normie masterpiece in the way that Adam describes Sinners. I feel like F1 is the normie masterpiece of the year, and that's complimentary.
Okay, cool. I haven't seen F1 yet. I'm dreading it.
It's gonna be a funny reaction, at least.
Yeah,
Spite Wreck.
No, I'm watching it because I'm going to be preparing for the Oscars. You don't have to do it on the podcast.
Okay.
But yeah, Sentimental Value is not a bad pick. One Battle also.
Yeah, I'd pick that.
I mean, like, yeah, there's a lot of great editing in this category. Really wish no other choice was there. Love Park Chan-wook's transitions. Very well thought out. Very clever too.
I should marry him. Jesus.
I think One Battle also just because there's so many different timelines kind of going on in that movie, and so many different like side stories and whatever, and it stays clear the whole time. So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, that sequence at the beginning was like a lot of editing for the passage of time and what they were communicating and the voiceover happening all at the same time. Like,
yeah, it communicates a lot.
That was a very well structured sequence. Too bad the director's a dumb guy.
Yeah, no.
It's too bad.
He's just good at he's good at like making cinematic images and ideas. It's just like I just don't think there's anything really like, like it's hard to determine like what the politics of a movie like that are, like what the themes are. Like I just don't think there's anything underneath the hood. It's just like a nice car with no engine in it.
Well, we could debate about that another time because I do have so many things I could say. But we got to get through this.
Okay. Next up is international feature film.
Not real movies.
The Secret Agent from Brazil. It Was Just an Accident from France. Sentimental Value from Norway. Surat from Spain. And The Voice of Hind Rajab from Tunisia. I'm very fond of It Was Just an Accident.
I mean, no other choice.
Yeah, no other choice would be, but with the ones here, I see Surat there.
I mean, when was the last time a movie was nominated for Best Picture but lost international feature?
Never.
Exactly. So it's got to be The Secret Agent, right?
Yeah, but Sentimental Value is also nominated. So.
Oh wait, yeah.
I think that's the only reason why they nominate 2 foreign language films now is so that you don't know who's going to win. I think that's the entire reason. 2 and only 2 for like every year for a bit. Is that correct? Did I just?
Well, what does Polymarket say?
Yeah,
that's how I make decisions now.
I'm gonna assume Sentimental Value, but you never know. You never know. It could be Secret Agent. I don't think Surat has a chance of winning Best Picture. That's never happening. It would be funny if Voice of Hind Rajab won Best Picture because it has no other nominations. It's a good movie. I like the director a lot.
It just wouldn't happen. Not in this industry.
Yeah, well, you never know because, I mean, Emilia Perez would have won last year if it wasn't for the massive social media backlash between the nominations and the awards show. Right? Like that, it was for sure going to win. And then the voters were like, I don't know. Right? So if we see a massive campaign against all the other nominees other than Voice of Hind Rajab, if there's like a bunch of shit that comes out about all these other movies, you never know. There's already a bit of a campaign against Surat. People are digging up, I guess not even digging up. It's like a recent interview where he's like, the Brazilian nationalists in the Academy will vote for a shoe as long as it's Brazilian, which is just such a funny thing to say. It's not even an old clip. He was saying this like a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, oh, damn. I like your movie. And I fact checked this too. I'm like, Brazil hasn't even won many times at all. Like, I don't know what he's talking about. He's talking about this year? Okay. I want to know what he was trying to say.
I think it was just an accident is the direction it's going to go.
But it's not nominated for Best Picture.
I don't think it matters in this case because I think that there's just been such a good push for Panahi on the like awards circuit.
Yeah.
Like I just think that
I would love that.
I think that the idea of like, oh, he's going to get the Academy Award and then go to jail is a very strong narrative.
Yeah, true.
I think he's already in jail. I think he's in jail right now. Is he not?
No, he's. I don't think he's returned yet.
No, I thought he was in jail as of like a month ago. We'll fact check this later. He's Schrodinger's jailed director.
Yeah, I can't remember if he got out or not.
I was going to say, I believe he said he wasn't going to return to Iran until the awards circuit was done, but I could be mistaken.
Oh, so he returns to Iran just to accept his jail time? Why doesn't he not go back?
Yeah, because he loves his country.
Oh,
and yeah, I mad respect. Wish that movie was a little bit better, but mad respect for him as a director.
I mean, it was a great movie.
I really loved it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, I'm just such a hater.
No, it's great.
No, please, just unleash.
Everybody can tell why we're friends. Honestly.
I feel like it's good. You know, it's like it's been uneven. I feel like I've been too normie here. You know, and I'm like, hey, let's watch F1, and I feel like this helps balance things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to skip over live action short film soz to makeup and hairstyling, where we got Frankenstein, Kokuho, Sinners, The Smashing Machine, and The Ugly Stepsister. Frankenstein's probably going to get this, right?
Probably. I like that there's some weird picks in this.
Yeah.
I've heard good things about Kokuho. I'm excited to see it. And the Ugly Stepsister being in there, like, that's a nice thing to see.
Well, it's interesting how much of this is like movies with like intense prosthetic work done on actors.
Yeah, that's usually what gets numb now.
Like it's not just like you know, like doing like makeup looks for like a period setting. It's like that plus some blood and gore and whatever, which I think is really cool. Personally, I think that the team for Frankenstein deserves it because they had like a huge thing where they had designed that Frankenstein costume for another actor who dropped out right before production, and then you have Jacob Elordi come in, who's like a giant, and they had to like so quickly do new builds and like retrofit it to work on him, and it was like such an insane feat of like makeup and hairstyling as an art form that I think that like they just from like that production story really earned it.
And it looked fantastic too.
I hope they don't give it to Smashing Machine, even though the makeup was doing most of the performing for Dwayne.
Yeah, it's the only nod, isn't it, for Smashing Machine on here?
Yeah.
No, I don't think it deserves this one.
Sorry, Benny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Frankenstein has this locked.
Well, it's just because I will say like the fact that you were able to do a movie like that has that level of like makeup work, like The Rock famously never shows up to set.
Yeah.
So
I've heard
it's
that.
like it is like crazy to have a movie that has that. Like they got get him to sit in a chair for that long and do stuff is impressive.
That in of itself is an achievement.
Deserves an award. Yeah. Okay. Music original score next. Begonia, Frankenstein, Hamnet, One Battle, and Sinners. My pick would be Johnny Greenwood's One Battle score for this. I don't know what's going to win though. Probably Sinners.
I am preparing myself to be disappointed because Sinners is going to win.
I think it's a crime that Max Richter was nominated because like the Hamnet is just like his greatest hits. It's just playing like all of his best music. Like I don't think it should count.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Greenwood should get it, but Sinners is going to get it, and it's sad.
I think it's criminal that Marty Supreme was not in this.
Oh yeah.
True.
I will say I love the Begonia score. I think it's loud and sets the tone of a movie that's tonally so hard to control. So I for me that one stood out the most. I actually kind of remember some of the good stings in that in a way that the other ones don't really stand out to me.
Yeah. I don't remember the Frankenstein score at all. I don't know. It's Alexandre Desplat, and he gets nominated every time he has his name in a year. I do think it's criminal that they didn't nominate Marty Supreme. They just created 1 million one-tricks point nevers.
Mm-hmm.
No, that was like the craziest one because I thought that score was phenomenal. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. What's next? Music original song. Dear Me from Diane Warren. Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters. I Lied to You from Sinners. Sweet Dreams of Joy from Viva Verde. Train Dreams from Train Dreams. I Lied to You. This would be my Sinner pick, actually. I actually really like that song and that sequence. Would be my choice.
But K-pop Demon Hunters was in like the top 40 for a while, so it's winning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say it has to go to Golden. Like that's the only one of these I heard on the radio. Like that song broke out in a big way that I think makes a lot of sense.
So Diane Warren wrote a song for a Diane Warren documentary, and I guess the documentary is just about how she wants to win an Oscar but never will. Like, is that what it's about? Like,
yeah,
she always writes the worst song of the year, but they nominate anyway. She was nominated for the fucking Cheetos movie. Like, what the fuck was that?
She's a good artist. What can you say?
It's my first time realizing that Train Dreams had a song called Train Dreams. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, Nick Cave in the credits.
Okay. Now I know.
All right.
What would be your pick, though, Jake?
Probably I Lied to You. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right, we're on to the big one. Best Picture. Begonia. F1. Frankenstein. Hamnet. Marty Supreme. One Battle. The Secret Agent. Sentimental Value. Sinners. And Train Dreams. Pretty stacked. What's going to get it, though?
I mean, I think it's...
One Battle?
Yeah, it's between One Battle and Sinners, and other possibilities maybe include Marty, Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, and like Hamnet.
I think it's got to be F1. I think it's got to be F1 this year.
Yeah.
It's Jerry Bruckheimer's year.
Thank you.
You got it.
That would be disgusting. I haven't even seen it. Maybe I'll love it.
The thing is, like, the way the Oscar, like, ballot voting, where it's like the ranked choice, can always introduce such interesting results. So
Green
it's
Book.
like, what's the movie that would show up on everyone's, like, third choice ballot? And I could see it being, like, a case of, like, Hamnet winning for that, which would be really horribly frustrating, because I really did not like that movie. But I feel like it's going to be, like, kind of split votes for number one between like Sinners, Marty in one battle, and then Hamnet will get all the like number 2 or 3 picks.
You never know.
Yeah.
You're painting a picture that is scaring me.
Yeah, it's making a lot of sense.
Well, can I open the question up to the panel and ask, what is the objectively worst movie of nominated for Best Picture this year?
I mean,
Hamnet for sure.
F1. I haven't seen Hamnet yet, but
the two that I haven't watched, I'm expecting to enjoy the least. So those are F1 and Hamnet. I haven't seen them yet. Out of the ones I have watched, then Frankenstein, I guess. But
F1's like a forgettable movie. There's some stuff in it that's kind of indebted to Speed Racer in terms of how like the racing is shot. That's like quite enjoyable. It's so by the numbers that it's like this year's Top Gun Maverick, like just trying to like put in this like legacy sort of like team movie together. It works fine. Hamnet is the only one of these like that actually like pissed me off.
based.
Wow. I'm excited to see it now.
Based.
I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, I'd go with probably Frankenstein because I haven't seen Hamnet. I didn't like Train Dreams very much, so
I have not seen Train Dreams, but my mom texted me to say that it bored the shit out of her. So that's the normie view.
yeah, it's kind of Malick light,
Yeah, no, it's nice. It's there's some good stuff going on in it. I did enjoy it overall, but it is like a not as good Malick film. It's still nice though.
I'm rooting for Sinners. I want to see Sinners win. It'd be fun to
That'd be
have like a
cool.
big boisterous studio musical. Also like the story around that of like Coogler like kind of taking all this control around like owning the copyright and like the way the deal was sorted out and everything. Like there's just so many fun. Like it would feel like the industry is kind of renewing in some way if Sinners takes it. Like it's kind of setting a way forward for how like bigger studio movies can look. So I'm gonna root for Sinners.
I think you nailed it just with the story. I feel like that's gonna be the direction people are going, honestly. I think also because One Battle has been kind of like the reigning champion so far and the expected champion, and now people are like, oh, actually maybe Sinners deserves it. So
Yeah, One Battle should have released like fucking November or something. Just so it's fresher in the Academy's minds.
when did Sinners release? March? April? When was that? That was a while
I
ago.
don't know.
Anyways,
I don't know.
we'll see. Adam's scared.
I am scared. I'm terrified.
It would be funny if Hamnet won. We saw like Spielberg accepting an Oscar for it.
That would be awesome.
That would be funny.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So out of the Best Picture nominees, there's some good stuff in there. I kind of preferred last year's because there were some interesting, weird picks like Nickel Boys, and like the fact that The Substance was nominated for Best Picture was a big surprise. That was nice. I know, Louise, you don't like The Substance. That's another one of your hot takes. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm not a fan of that. I mean, like, I think that like Begonia is like kind of the weirdo pick in the mix here, and I quite like Begonia. I saw it twice in the theater. Yeah. Also, Frankenstein. That's another horror movie. I mean, it's Del Toro, so the Academy loves him, obviously, but. I just think this is like a pretty I think this is a rather inoffensive slate of Best Picture movies. Like nothing here upsets me.
It's missing one.
I know you want your Park Chan-wook swap.
He's never been nominated for an Oscar ever for any one of his movies. He's never been nominated ever. He's made some of the best movies. He's in my like top 5 directors maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I think he fell off after JSA. I think he made one good film.
Wow.
Wait, was that his first movie or something?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Damn.
That's funny.
Which I love that movie. That's a great movie.
Harsh.
Yeah.
I kind of think John Ford fell off after Three Bad Men.
You know what? The most accurate is Kevin Smith fell off after Clerks.
Well,
No, because Mallrats and Chasing Amy are amazing.
Oh, fine. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, we talked about that, and I think we could do like a. Jake, do you have like a hard out, or like could we do a 20-minute discussion about the new 28 years sort of thing?
yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Because we didn't actually do like a bunch of the.
I like that we skipped all of the writing and technical.
Yeah, we skipped all the
words.
writing.
We didn't even finish.
There's a bunch.
Writing is not a real skill.
Let's do production design, sound, visual effects, writing.
Well, let's keep those in mind for next episode. Maybe we can like go a little, unless we're fine to do a little blurb about that right now. I'm just trying to be mindful of time.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do it real quick.
Yeah. No, we can rush through them.
Okay. I thought you would save
Okay.
Best Picture for last, and that's why.
No, I'm just going on the order of the official Oscars
Okay,
website.
I'm
They just
so
have it in
sorry.
this for some reason.
That's what I'm looking at too. I don't know why
Yeah.
they did it that way.
Yeah. So it's production design next with Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle, and Sinners.
Mhm.
I feel like my pick's Frankenstein.
Jack Fisk, Marty Supreme. I mean, it's fucking Jack Fisk.
Yeah. No, Jack Fisk, 100%. He deserves another Academy Award.
Yeah.
No strong opinion, I guess.
Okay. Well, that's sound then. We got F1, Frankenstein, One Battle, Sinners, and Sirat. No warfare here.
F1 was loudest. F1 will win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right on that.
Yeah.
But Sinners might win.
Yeah, because all the music mixing and stuff like that.
I think that the one scene that's going to stick out in everyone's memory as they're voting is the music scene, and that's going to influence a lot of the awards that they're giving Sinners.
I do have to say, I really hate that they combine sound mixing and sound editing because they are such like profoundly different things.
Not to the voters, though.
Yeah.
That was the problem.
Just pisses me off. But whatever.
Best sounding.
Yeah, how does it sound?
They wouldn't need sound editing if they just turned the sound on the camera and just recorded the audio that way on the camera.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
or if they recorded the movie in an airport.
Yeah. But I wouldn't be bothered by any of these winning. They're all great sounding movies.
Sirat would have been a cool one, but it deserves score even more. That's a big snub.
Right.
Is the score for Sirat. It was actually fucking dope.
I need to see it still.
That would have been nice. Jake, I'm actually no, never mind, no comment. Never mind. I can't say
Right.
I cannot say anything about that. I'm so sorry. All right, we're moving on.
Okay.
All right.
Visual effects is next. We got Avatar, Fire and Ash, F1, Jurassic World, Rebirth, The Lost Bus, and Sinners.
What is The Lost Bus? I've never heard of this movie.
It's a Apple TV movie.
It's another Paul Greengrass opportunistic fucking tragedy porn
Matthew McConaughey.
bullshit.
It's like a wildfire movie.
Why is The Lost Bus nominated for visual effects?
Because the fire looked probably better than Avatar Fire and Ash.
Oh, man. Jurassic World Rebirth.
I could see it going to Sinners. I think Sinners does cool, impressive stuff with the two actors, and I mean, unless they just give it to Avatar, it is kind of the
just give it to
Avatar
Avatar.
award.
They're just giving it to Avatar. It doesn't even matter.
The visual effects people voting on this, their brains think different, you know? They're going Jurassic World Rebirth. I'm telling you.
That would be funny.
Because the dinosaur
The
big.
dinosaurs looked good. Yeah, they're big dinosaurs. Come on.
They're not historically accurate.
Yeah, they don't care about that.
Thank you for saying that. Thank you. It's true.
Show me feathers.
Yes, thank you. Penultimate award then. Writing, adapted screenplay. Begonia, Frankenstein, Hamnet, One Battle, and Train Dreams.
I mean, One Battle and also Begonia is like a great adaptation of a screenplay.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say Begonia is the only one of these I like. Like I think that PTA does a terrible job adapting Pynchon in this movie. I'm not a fan. I've already said I don't like Hamnet. I think that some of the biggest problems with Frankenstein stem from the ways in which Del Toro handles the adaptation. Like it works okay, but like
yeah, true. That shouldn't be there. At all.
Yeah, and then I'm not familiar with like what Train Dreams is based on.
A novella.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'd like Begonia, but I have a feeling Frankenstein might win this. I don't know.
No way.
It might.
Why?
But the way they feel about Guillermo, I don't know. I just have a weird feeling.
It's gonna go to Hamnet. It's gonna go to Hamnet.
Probably, yeah.
Is Hamlet just gonna like sweep?
Well, because it's a famous writer that made it.
And the thing, there's literally a scene. So the thing that bothers me most, or one of the things that just stuck with me from Hamnet that like really pissed me off, is the movie never says that like the lead girl is with William Shakespeare the whole time. Like that's obviously like the sell of the movie, but the movie somehow decides that they're going to treat this like a twist, where the third act is you finally get a playbill that says Hamlet by William Shakespeare, and it's framed in a way where this is supposed to be like
you're not
the
supposed to
reveal
know.
that the love interest has been Shakespeare the whole time, and it is so like stupid.
funny.
Oh my god.
And then you have like all of this performing of Hamlet that's like really misinterpreted Hamlet. It's just, I hate it. I just don't like it.
I'm hyped. In a bad way. In a negative way.
Yeah, invite me over and I can yell at it.
Oh, hell
with
yeah.
you.
We can do a watch along.
Yeah.
I think PTA.
It'll have to be on digital, though. I'm waiting for the digital release. I'm not doing a camera.
Yeah. The one thing I'll say is PTA does capture some spirit of like Pynchon-esque humor in one battle. Like with the Christmas Adventurers Club and stuff, it feels like
so great.
kind of it feels like a dumb guy version of like doing like a weird like Pynchonism. So I'll give it to PTA on this one.
Nice. All right, last one, right?
And finally, last but, well, I guess least, according to this list, the way it's structured. Writing original screenplay, Blue Moon, It Was Just an Accident, Marty Supreme, Sentimental Value, and Sinners.
I mean, yeah, sentimental or accident for me.
I think Sentimental would be my pick.
Blue Moon by a country mile. That is the best screenplay for any movie I saw this year. It's actually shocking to me it doesn't have a Best Picture nom, because it's like it's like a perfect intellectual like screenplay, where like you have actors delivering these great monologues that are so deeply layered with like literary and art allusions and stuff like that. Like it's just such a smart, well done, like almost like a one-man show for Ethan Hawke in a way, where he's just like basically just riffing off of a different actor every like in one location in this bar the entire like 2 hours, and you're glued to the screen the whole time, and it is just a showcase for the writing and performing. Like that is to me the best script, like so much so, like nothing else rises from the other works by which it's derivative from. So to me, it's just like that. It to me is like the original screenplay, and it's been waiting to be adapted for so long. Like Linklater and Hawke have been like waiting to do this project until they were kind of like at the right age and perspective to do it for like 20 years. So it's like it's really impressive.
Oh, wow. I enjoyed it. I don't love it as much as you, but I did enjoy it.
Okay.
Dan, so we made it through. Any major snubs? Because for me, Jesse Plemons for Begonia was kind of an annoying one to me. I thought he was great in that film.
Right. Yeah, that was pretty good.
I think the guy who plays the brother in Begonia should have got
about to say
nominated
that.
for Best
Yeah.
Supporting. He is phenomenal in that movie.
That's like a more like demanding role than like people would even anticipate. Like there's a lot going into that in terms of portraying that character that I don't think many people appreciate.
And the thing is, like, you think about how often people have been rewarded for like playing people who have like some degree of like mental block or whatever, and then you have this character who's written to be autistic, played by an autistic actor, and it like puts into perspective like why you can do that sort of casting and like trust someone to like deliver a performance like that, who's like coming at it with like some degree of perspective, as opposed to like like having like some actor like kind of doing it in this like more mocking portrayal or something. Like I just thought that was such an impressive performance. I would have loved to have seen some love for it.
Dope. Yeah. I actually didn't know that after I saw it, because I was looking that up and I couldn't find info on whether or not the actor was actually autistic, but now I see that someo's updated their IMDb. So that is cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have seen Weapons for original script.
Sure.
Honestly.
I'm surprised it didn't get a Best Picture nom. I feel like that would have been like a safer like crowd pleaser fare than like F1, for example.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
I think it deserves it more.
It didn't get a Best Picture.
I would have liked an Eddington nomination for screenplay or something.
Sure.
Yeah, true. That's not as surprising, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the Academy is not showing Ari any love yet, but hopefully someday.
Here's one that I'm surprised by. There's no visual effects nom for Superman. I thought the visual effects were
Oh, yeah.
like better than
Yeah, true.
what I've seen in the trailers for Jurassic World.
It also would have been fun to see that get like a Best Adapted Screenplay nomination after like how skeptical everyone was of like James Gunn taking on DC.
Yeah.
That would have been interesting.
Because I thought it was actually like a pretty good studio flick. I quite enjoyed Superman.
nice.
I'm right there with you. And the only other major snub I can think of right now is the score for the original score for 28 Years. The Young Father's score I thought was incredible.
Oh my god, that Young Father's score is unbelievable.
So fucking good. Yeah. But yeah, it's going under the radar.
Yeah, I mean, it is too bad that 28 Years was fully locked out, because I think that just for technical awards, there's so much amazing stuff that movie's doing, and it's editing, cinematography, scoring. It's just too bad. The Academy has like a stigma against horror movies in general, but
And weird movies.
and even that for like Best Adapted Screenplay as like a sequel would have been very fascinating.
It would have been. Yeah. I mean, like they're starting to like pretend to get over the horror stigma, but we'll see. They got some work to do.
Yeah, are we now calling? Are we going to call all the horror films on here psychological thrillers? Like,
I don't know. Like,
know.
Sinner's a horror movie. Like, yeah.
Sinners is a psychological thriller. Train Dreams, psychological thriller.
I mean, yeah.
What about Ella McKay snub? I don't know, Louise, are you pro or anti Ella McKay?
I have not seen it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I also put on my shoes like she does. So, like standing up.
Who is this we're talking about?
This is the.
You don't know who Ella McKay is, Adam?
Apparently not. Maybe I don't know. What was this?
She ran for Congress, anti-weed 2012.
Oh.
Beloved, ousted from her office, whatever.
I didn't.
forget it.
Okay, there's a film. Oh, the new
It's the
James L. Brooks.
It's the new
Okay,
James L.
okay.
Brooks movie.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to that at all. And I think you said it was bad also.
It was bad, yeah, but affectionately bad. It was bad in like an 85-year-old grandpa being like, aren't these young Zoomers funny?
You know, honestly, I saw the new Jim Jarmusch, and Tom Waits and Cate Blanchett easily could have gotten noms for that if the Academy watched the movie, but I don't think they like him very much.
I think when a director turns like 60 years old, you should be shot in the head like a cattle or something.
Oh, no.
I just
Tarantino
I don't
position.
In Minecraft, in a video game.
Sorry, Scorsese, get in line.
Oh yeah, no, I completely unserious.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, for every good Scorsese movie, you get like a Megalopolis or something that should have, he should have stayed invested in wine. We didn't need a Megalopolis.
Here's a few other snubs that I was writing in a list because I'm going to be making a video about it. William H. Macy in Train Dreams.
Yep.
I think he was pretty great. He was pretty standout
amazing.
in there. That could have gotten supporting. Regina Hall in One Battle After Another, not because she was so incredible, but just because I love her and I would like to see her again. Like, she was great. She was great. And like, there's no reason why she wouldn't be appropriate in that category.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100% on that. I adore her.
Like, there's nothing about her performance that would be like, oh, you shouldn't be there, sort of thing. And then Sally Hawkins in Bring Her Back, I thought she was pretty great.
Yes. Yeah, she was amazing.
Also, I wound up watching Splitsville, that movie that I was trying to get you guys to watch for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think that could have gotten a screenplay nom. It was very funny. I think you would both like it.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, it's on the list.
Black Bag had a good screenplay.
Yeah, there's not really much for comedy in the nominations this year, huh?
No. Ooh, here's a big one. Here's a big one for me. The Love That Remains, the new Hlynur Pálmason international feature. Easily could have gotten that. But
Yeah.
maybe it'll count for next year because I think it's releasing in the States. It's like a weird, like barely releasing in the next like couple weeks or so.
Right.
I tried to look up wide showtimes in case I want to see it soon, but I have to wait. It's like in New York on Jan 6 or whatever. I don't know.
Jan 6? Why?
Yeah, I abbreviated it and it's fine.
Oh, okay. just want to know what you're up to, Adam.
Yeah. I think Castration Movie Part 2 was snubbed personally.
For casting, especially.
In every category.
Visual effects, yeah.
Best catering.
Yeah, we did make we did make a character with visual effects in that movie, just like Avatar.
Production design, all the hot dogs.
Yeah.
Does that count? I guess. All right, we're moving on. 28 years later, The Boner Temple.
Oh,
We all watched it.
Yeah.
Nia DaCosta.
Mm-hmm.
She DaCosta about 2 hours of our time. How did we feel about that?
Take it away.
happy, pleased, enthralled. I've seen this twice.
Honestly, I think that I was really hesitant going in, like knowing Nia DaCosta mainly from the Candyman remake that was like very much so a studio interference movie. It was hard to get like a sense of what we were going to get into with this. I was actually pleasantly surprised. It works amazing as a standalone film, but I think that it speaks to every single problem I have with Alex Garland as a screenwriter, and it like utterly fails as a follow-up to like 28 Years Later is probably my favorite movie of last year, and this does not in any way scratch like what that movie was speaking to for me.
Really?
In some ways, I would say.
Because, yeah, I agree in some stylistic, creative choice ways, but for me, the plot and the characters, I think, are a lot more consistent and fleshed out in Bone Temple in comparison. Because while I agree, I love 28 Years Later, it was asking more, I guess, from the audience as far as where it was pulling you, the directions it was taking, that structure of like, okay, it's about the dad, now it's about the mom, now it's about the kid type thing. With this, I just love the laser focus, kind of almost smaller scale, which seems to be connecting with people more. And that's part of what's unfortunate about this film's like bombing. Like no one is seeing it. I don't know if it's that kind of clunky name or when they've released it in the year or how divisive 28 Years was. But yeah, I hope we still get that third, because I thought this was like the middle part of a trilogy where it's like, yeah, you're really fleshing out the parts I want to see. I love like the greater implications of like addressing the virus nature of it, and I don't know, I really love this as a sequel, and I felt like it was Alex Garland kind of flexing how far he's come with where it goes with that kind of stuff.
My impression is that it's mostly a marketing issue in terms of why it's not doing that well. Because it's well received by both audiences and critics. It's just there's a lot of people that don't seem to know that it's out. I don't know, maybe.
Or think it's something to do like a re-release of 28 Years or something. I do think that name is an issue for like a normal person.
Yeah. Maybe it's the fact that it came out so close after the first one that they just assume it's the same movie in theaters
and
again.
to like drop it in the middle of January where like everyone's broke after Christmas and stuff. I don't know. It just seems like a weird choice.
I just think audiences are dumb pieces of shit, and they should fucking get in line and step up and go watch Nia DaCosta's The Bone Temple, because this movie's really good. Like, yeah, I fully blame audiences.
Same.
What's wrong with you? Yeah. I used to be different, but then Adam changed me, and I'm just like, no, fuck you guys.
Hell yeah.
You guys should be seeing this film. And you know, I agree. It's weird because I like both of these movies in different ways. I really love 28 Years Later because of the energy, the style, the things that it's trying to do that are sometimes like hit and miss for me. And it doesn't feel like it coheres, for me at least, perfectly like as a sole standalone film, because it feels like there's so many threads and it's like teasing things to come. Whereas in this one, it feels like you could just step into this movie and it's its own thing.
Yeah.
So it feels like this mythic, like almost like Mad Max style apocalyptic story that's like a Western like showdown between this crazy evil cult and like the symbol of law and order and or maybe not law and order but science and reason. And I just love seeing that. And it took so many risks like narratively, and even though stylistically it's not quite as eccentric, it's just a really great time. It's just a really good movie.
I will say that it is a pleasant experience for me to be watching a horror movie where I actually feel disturbed, where I'm like, even from the opening scene, I'm like, damn, this is like really uncomfortable, like this situation and how they're portraying it. Like, I'm glad to be able to watch a horror movie where I can actually feel some intended emotions associated with horror movies. It seems like a rare occurrence, unfortunately. And I agree. Yeah, there's a lot of narrative risks that it takes, and I love how kind of like free it feels. I like how kind of like unashamed it feels to be like silly in ways that, if it wasn't handled properly and, maybe even just from chance, if the audience wasn't into it, it could just be seen as plain bad, like a lot of the narrative decisions made in this. But somehow it works. And I think that it was aided by there being enough kind of like hints of that in the other 28 years. Like it kind of gave you the impression that like, oh yeah, we can do some silly things also.
Right.
Silly and tender. Like that's one of the things I kind of love about both these 28 years movies is at the heart of it, this tenderness, like contrasting against these evil Jimmy Savile inspired cults or whatever evil from that first movie too. It can find like an angle that, I don't know, they completely sideswipe me in 28 years, like the emotional range that film has, which I don't think this one has quite on the same level, but that Kelson character is wonderful. Like that contrast between him and Jack O'Connell's creepy cult leader, I thought was like really interesting, just on two characters the opposite side of the spectrum just having a conversation in this fucked up apocalypse, and like what do they talk about? How do they reach these conclusions? The whole Saint Nick stuff is so fascinating to me. I love that whole dynamic between them.
Yeah.
I just hated the Satanism angle. It just feels so like stock horror.
Really?
Yeah. No, because I mean, especially with like, like the English folk horror tradition and stuff. Like there's just so many more interesting angles you can take than just being like, oh yeah, nah, Satanism. Like I would have appreciated more creativity around it, especially it being this like weird cult inspired by like the pop culture these kids would have been experiencing at the like early 2000s. And like it just felt like there was something very fun that was set up with them at the end of the last movie, and I felt like it just didn't carry forward in a way that I wanted to see.
See, that was the one of the things I loved about it was this strange cultish interpretation of these British things from late 90s, early 2000s, warping them. I love the way they use charity in the dialogue and the way it's like weaponized by these cult leaders in the same way Jimmy Savile like used charity and using his catchphrases, but their like warped version of it without the context I thought was like a really clever way of using it.
And that's the thing I love. It's just like equating it to like the devil just feels like, I don't know, it felt lacking to me.
Don't you like how that ties into 28 years though? And like the opening of that movie is now enriched by like, that's like the backstory of Jimmy and the whole Teletubbies thing, and how like disturbing that is, like when they're at the dinner table doing the dances and stuff. Like, I thought they found a good balance with that, especially with the kind of commentary about this like post-empire UK and how like we've got no identity and we're like isolated by a virus and we're all like radicalized cults, and there's like dialogue towards the end that feeds into it as well. There's like a lot to pick at with these movies.
Yeah. One really crazy coincidence I'll just share was we were shooting Castration Movie Part 2, which has a cult in it that we dressed them all in tracksuits as like an ode to Jimmy Savile. And then we went like on our last day of production to all go see 28 Years Later. And then that ending sideswiped me so crazy.
Absolutely.
I was like, whoa, why
That's
are we both
amazing.
why are me and Alex Garland sharing the same thoughts right now? This is terrible. Because I'm like the original Garland hater. And I really did love 28 Years, and I thought that he had kind of matured as a screenwriter with that. And then this one was back to all of his old tricks that I hate so much.
Well, that's what I want to ask you, Luis. Like, what? I mean, I haven't seen enough Alex Garland movies, I think, to like have a full opinion on this. But like, what do you see as his pitfalls as a screenwriter?
I think that he has no way of getting between the second and third act, so he always relies on one character betraying all of the other characters in order to like find a way to like wind it down, and it's not always like written in a way that feels full and enriching enough. Like in the case of this movie, for example,
Spoiler alert, everybody! Just letting you know, spoilers.
Oh,
All right,
sorry.
no, you can talk about it. It's just for the audience. Now
Okay.
they can skip to the next part if they don't want.
Spoilers. But one of the girl Jimmys turns on the rest of them in order to like help parse it down in order to hit the climax. And I just find like that side of it is just like such a lazier screenwriting to like get the numbers of people down so we can write an easier conclusion. Versus like, I think like one of the most compelling scenes is this scene where Jimmy sits down with Kelson and they have like this conversation where we finally get like some ideas around his character and what defines him as like a human rather than just this like stock villain. But then it's like, okay, but now we're gonna go back to all like the stock tropes that Garland relies on in order to like get between acts in his scripts. And I hate that.
Yeah, I'm less bothered by like those kind of tropey things as long as it feels like it makes sense and is justified in the context of the film. And in this case, I do feel like it wasn't like just out of nowhere where you're confused why the character would feel a certain way. I feel like it was properly justified. Where if it wasn't, then I would probably share the same sentiment. And also, I don't know.
Yeah, but why does the one girl turn on all of her friends she's been with? Like, there's not even a moment where like there's something that's pushed too far for her or anything. Like the like her justification, I guess, is that she sees Kelson and then like gets like it doesn't even establish her having doubt. She's still a true believer. Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
It's implied that she's itching to like usurp him. There are a few lines about that I remember.
Yeah.
And I the implication I got from the way the cult is like structured, where it is so vicious and like you just basically have to prove your way in by like killing someone who's already existing in there. I feel like, yeah, that's like, it's not the strongest foundation to like build this up on. There would be like mutinies basically, and that wasn't really a leap for me.
Yeah, my interpretation was that she was the type of person that was like kind of looking for more of an excuse to start like openly questioning things rather than, having these moments of skepticism in her own head.
Yeah, I just don't like her really starting but then it's contradictory because we have her starting from this place of like what she wants to get out of the cult, but also she's like a true believer in like Kelson perchance being this like Saint Nick figure, so she believes Jimmy, but she also doesn't. Like, it just feels. I don't think Garland knows how to write women.
She believes in the existence of Satan, but not that that was the instance of it existing. Like
Garland just writes women be crazy. That's not what he always writes, and I'm just sick of it.
No, I think that these characters were like, if where are we in the timeline in terms of like how much society these characters would have experienced? Because like Jimmy's the oldest of them, and he was like. How like 6 or something, like younger around that age when he
that's
was
part of the dialogue, right?
Yeah, when he was like
they talk about how they don't remember anything
at the beginning of 28 Years Later. So like all these other kids there, this warped version of society is all they know, and so whatever weird cult nonsense superstitious ideas that he's kind of like injecting into these kids' heads probably makes just as much sense to them as anything else, because all they know is like, okay, people around us are dying and society doesn't exist.
Yeah.
They don't have any real education, right?
But then if she believes them, then why does she betray them all so easily?
Well, she doesn't believe every part of it. She just believed, parts of it.
Yeah, but that's bad screenwriting.
She thought that Jimmy was like full of shit, but not didn't put things together in a way where she thought that like Satan didn't exist or something.
So she's a true believer, but also doesn't believe it. That doesn't make women be crazy. That's how Garland writes. Women be crazy.
No, she believes in the concept of Satan, but not that Jimmy is talking to Satan in that scene. She was like unraveling. There's like steps to her figuring it out and like coming to terms with reality. Even by the end of the movie, we don't even know if she knows reality.
Yeah, I just hate it. I think Garland's a terrible hack screenwriter.
Have you seen? How do you feel about Warfare, Louise?
I watched it on a plane, which is maybe like not the best position to speak on it. The thing with Warfare is it's
there's no women in it, so he avoids that
there's
problem.
no women, so he can't fuck it up. It's also like based on like a true story that thankfully he was like, oh my god, a true story with no women in it, we're set. Yeah, so I mean I don't really have I'm not predisposed to like a movie. How to phrase this? I'm a big fan of like war movies as a genre, but Alex Garland's approach to it and doing it in that sort of like almost like doing like the Eastwood thing of like we're gonna do like 1517 to Paris or something, like we're gonna have like the people who were there on set and help us like coach through how this all like actually happened. It's like an interesting formal experiment, but like I also wonder about like why that movie then? Why make like a Afghanistan war picture? Like, are we rah get ready for more war in the Middle East? Like why is this movie getting made? What's your politics, Alex Garland?
It's a little ambiguous politically, but
yeah, he's one of those like dumb guy auteurs I
a real
talk
PTA.
about. Yeah, real PTA, fucking dumb fucks. So I don't know. Like I think that everything that succeeds in Bone Temple is thanks to Nia DaCosta like actually being a very good genre director, and the movie's vicious, has great gore effects, the performances are great. I just think Garland is such a hack. I'm so sick of him.
Damn.
And I thought with the first 28 years later, I was like, oh my god, he's finally grown up. He's figured out how to write a screenplay. And no, very short-lived.
It's all a fluke.
That was all thanks to and the thing is like the only ones of his movies that worked are the ones with Danny Boyle. So clearly Danny's the one who keeps the wheels on the train there.
I do prefer their collaborations. I agree. But
What I loved about the screenplay is it felt like, and not to be a Alex Garland dick writer or anything, because I know how this sounds, but it's very Shakespearean in the way it's all about costumes and putting on performances and wearing masks, and it's like they're all. Everyone's trying to pretend, like that whole scene with Jack O'Connell trying to pretend like, oh, I know this guy. He's my dad, and he's the devil, and we're cool. And now I need you to act this part. And it just reminds me, also in the final act, how everyone just gets stabbed all of a sudden and dies. That's another like that kind of pulled me out of the movie for a second. I'm like, are we really just going to stab everyone all at once right here and finish this off? And then I'm like, oh, it's Shakespeare, right?
I thought the way the three kind of main stories like coalesced and crescendoed into that sequence with Dr. Kelson playing Satan.
I loved it.
Excellent. It was so clever the way that like came together for me, and I felt like everyone was characterized extremely well. And yeah, you get the range of the psycho Jimmy Crystal, the tender Dr. Kelson, and then this Samson character who I wasn't expecting to be fleshed out at all from 28 years, but giving him like some kind of backstory there and expounding on the whole idea of the virus and like that it's like something like on top of the brain, and like watching a GP like figure out how to kind of reverse engineer it or find some way to cure it. I thought it was like a really interesting approach to it, and the way that all kind of resolved and the way that crossed over with all the like devil imagery and like reincorporating, he's like, he puts the iodine on his skin so he's red, he's got this bone temple. Of course, like cultists seeing it would be like, that's the devil. Like I loved the way that all came together and kind of built on itself.
It is clever how things kind of turn out and where it sets things up and how things lead. I think in terms of it doing a multiple film story, especially because by the end of this movie, ignoring the member berries, kind of like, oh, it's dude, Cillian Murphy, ignoring that, like it's a kind of interesting place to continue from narratively, because now it's like, okay, wait,
Definitely.
is like Samson gonna be like this conscious, like thinking zombie, but like maybe a good guy, but not like I don't know. I'm kind of curious to see where things go, and I love that despite this film not feeling the same at all stylistically as the previous film, it still feels like more of a narrative continuation than like a spin-off. And I like that we kept with the characters and continued off from where things were.
Yeah, and there's loads of threads to pull on. There's Spike's dad. There's the baby that was given away in the whole little island community. There's heaps of stuff to do if they get it made.
Yeah, I do think that as much as I missed Young Father's compositions from the first movie, the needle drops in this movie are pretty sick in a way that it's we don't get like needle drops as good as what we're getting in this film very often. Like when they're dropping like Kid A and Iron Maiden and shit like that rocked.
Those were very satisfying. I will say one thing that I kind of fucking loved about the writing in this is that the solution to the opening scene dilemma where, you know, the main kid is forced to kill one of these kids. And, you know, so many other films would just be like, okay, yeah, through some miraculous, like kind of cheesy, but like annoying way, then things would resolve, or, you know, some sort of Deus Ex Machina in a way. And it's like, we almost got that, but it felt unique enough. It felt kind of clever enough, because I don't see any other movies acknowledging like major arteries, you know, it's like people just either get shot or stabbed, or, you know, medically, people will just pull arrows out of themselves, and it's like, no, you can't, you're just going to bleed out. And I'm like yelling at myself in my head, and just like, or at the movie in my head about things that writers should be more aware of. I'm glad that the major artery was acknowledged and used in that way, and I wasn't expecting it, and it was a nice, realistic kind of way for that to resolve itself. And it was like, oh, okay, yeah, that could happen, and that was a clever way of doing it, and satisfying, gore-wise and like emotion-wise. Like it was disturbing. It was great.
Very disturbing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's horrifying. It's such a disconcerting way to open, and feels very in line with where we leave the last film, like in that sense of danger.
Yeah, well, anything else we want to mention as we try to fit in some more things in the podcast? No?
I just hope we get a third.
Yeah, me too.
Concerned by how it's doing. Hopefully Killian being involved will be a big boost to it, but I don't know what they're thinking behind the scenes with how poorly it is doing. Hopefully the critical buzz will help it, but...
I mean, it's already greenlit.
Is it greenlit?
Right?
Yeah.
Is it not?
It has been greenlit, but I don't know. I you know what they're like. They're so kind of skittish.
I don't know.
Sony doesn't have a lot of like franchises, though. I think they'll keep milking it as long as they can.
To get reviews this good, they probably want to continue.
They're just gonna retitle it 28 Years The Final Temple, you know, and just get the final in there. Really, like this is the end, kind of shit. Final Reckoning type of thing.
They'll title it 6-7 years later.
Nice.
No,
everyone will be there.
It would have been really fun if they left that tied up, like the ending is like, oh, they bump into Cillian Murphy from the first movie. That's all full circle. It'd be fun if they were like 28 decades later. We got like 280 years future.
It's like sci-fi.
What's the island like?
Little St. James.
Because I mean, I think that's the thing that I loved so much also about 28 years later, was seeing like the way the world has adjusted. What felt so realistic and interesting to me, and the way that like society was developing through that. And I think that's like the one thing that kind of bothers me about some of the laziness of the the new one is that like we get to see the idea of like how community can be established with under these circumstances in the first movie, and then in this one it's just like here's like a house that has like 4 family members in it. Here is another house with like 4 family members in it or whatever. Like it just feels the degree of isolation feels like just so unrealistic and weird to me because it doesn't really say anything.
Well, I feel like the only reason the community exists on the other place is because of that, like the water protecting them from the tide and shit. I feel like they just got lucky in terms of what they were able to do.
But like with the way the virus works, it's like they just had like one little fence. Like it just seems like so bizarre. Like it just, I don't know, it felt bizarre to me. It didn't feel like good world building.
They probably got lucky that not enough zombies ran into them or something. I don't know. Who knows?
It just feels very lacking on the world building of that stuff. Like, I don't know. I think that's the biggest problem to me is like, it doesn't feel like this movie is expanding the world in any way. Like it does some like nice, small, kind of character stuff, like especially with Kelson, who's like very much so him and Samson are the highlights of this movie. But like I think it really does suffer from being locked in as like a back-to-back sequel shoot where they have to use all the same sets as the first movie and stuff like that. Like it I don't know, it just doesn't feel expansive enough.
I feel like they expanded with the virus especially.
See, I liked the way it was reincorporated. Yeah, the Samson character, they do a lot with that. And they needed to use the Bone Temple more. It's such a cool set. I'm so glad they got a good amount of use out of it.
Absolutely. I just think that like plot wise, it does expand like the lore of the series, but I would have just liked to see like more of this world, like branching out of these locations that we'd already seen in the first movie.
Right.
But we're saving that for the third. We're gonna go back there probably. It's to tease you. This is like a preview for the third one.
There is another bone temple. They build another bone temple.
I don't know. The one thing that I fucking hated about this movie was the fucking shitty, stupid, absolutely pointless jump scare near the end. Didn't even startle me. Wasn't effective. Didn't matter.
Yeah, that was bad.
Like, excuse me. It felt like no other point in the movie. It was just a moment that like felt like it was from another shittier movie. Didn't need to be there. What the fuck?
That was a weird moment.
Felt like a studio note. Kind of like, hey, remember guys, this is a horror movie. Remember, we're making a horror movie.
At the end, the first weird jump scare is like at the end of the movie. I'm like, you almost made it. Okay.
Yeah, it was a weird call. I will say I do give credit to them for making such a goofy ass movie. Like it is just so freakishly weird, and I do appreciate that. I guess I just had higher expectations for it after the first one.
All right, well, I'm giving this one a high 7 out of 10 for now.
Nice.
Close to an 8, but not quite.
I'm slightly higher than you, yeah. I give it a 4-star. This is a really solid 4-star. Seen it twice. It was just as good each time. Hope we get that third.
Yeah, I'm with you, Alex. 4-star.
Louise, do you give ratings?
Yeah, I would say I'm either heart or no hearts, and I think this is a no hearter for me.
Whoa.
Damn.
No heart. Well, that's right.
no
You got
heart.
no heart, Louise.
Well, as heartless as I am, I think it's perfect for us to talk about another heartless filmmaker who found his heart with his Gold Heart trilogy, starting with the wonderful masterpiece Breaking the Waves.
Damn. What else is in the Gold Heart trilogy? Is it Dancer in the Dark?
The Idiots and Dancer in the Dark.
The Idiots is a weird one to because the Idiots doesn't feel like the other two. I don't know.
Well, no, it's so the idea of it, the Gold Heart trilogy, comes from a children's book that Von Trier was obsessed with. That was about a girl named Gold Heart, who walks through the forest, and as she goes through, she meets all sorts of characters and critters and kind of gives away all of her possessions, and she gives all of herself away to help all of these characters she encounters. So by the time she leaves the forest, she's naked with her hands empty, but she's still okay. And that it's really about that stripping down to when you have nothing but that beautiful soul, that full heart from all the giving, and so that's like the Idiots is very much like that Dancer is very much like that, and especially Breaking the Waves being the first in the series. That is the exact story that Von Trier is telling with it.
So this is your favorite movie, correct?
I would say that this is like up there for favorite movie. I think it's like one of the most important movies for me. I mean, Von Trier, all of his work is so important.
Yeah.
But I do think that in terms of how this movie looks, it gave me permission to look at the language of cinema with like kind of new eyes when I was younger. Like Von Trier was definitely one of those filmmakers that like I think when you're younger and you start getting into movies, there's guys like Tarantino who are like the maximalists who make movies so freaking cool and the form of movies so cool that you want to emulate. But then it's like it wasn't until I started finding filmmakers like Von Trier where it's about that stripping back of the artifice, and it's like really getting into like this movie marks such a departure for him because it's where he it's his first movie after writing the Dogma 95 manifesto.
Exactly, yeah.
And what that was really about is it was so specific to him as a filmmaker and basically trying to maintain interest in movies by flipping everything about them that he was used to. Where basically he had like a major trauma in his life. He got an insane deathbed confession from his mother as she was passing away, and this kind of broke his whole mind. So it really changed the way he approached cinema.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, basically he was told that his dad who raised him wasn't his real father. That his mother had an affair with someone with artistic genes because she wanted to have an artistic child.
That's a lot.
This like really like, and then like both of his parents were dead at that point, so he reached out to the biological father, and the biological father rejected him. So it was like this extremely intense moment for him, and he basically flipped the way he approached cinema. Like instead of writing from this like male's perspective, he could only really embody seeing himself as a woman in these characters, like this idea of the suffering woman, this gold heart figure. And as you can see, that like all of his films from that point on center this sort of like this idea of like female suffering, which like to him was the best way of exploring like his deeply hurt emotional state. Which also came from the fact that growing up, his parents really like tried to ban big emotions in his household. Like he grew up in like a very weird state where his parents were nudists, and he had like a very and had like very weird politics. Like I think his mother was a communist, dad was like a social democrat type, like very. Like very intensely, like that. What's that term for like that really like hands-off parenting, like without trying to put like soft parenting or whatever.
Opposite of helicopter. I don't know.
Yeah. So so there was very little boundaries established. He wasn't allowed to express like huge emotions and stuff. So for him, this like to make these movies like much more feminine and center like this big emotional side of himself that he had kept distance for so long was important. And like the biggest thing in this that the manifesto, like the Dogma 95 manifesto was about, was he had felt very hands off from connecting with his actors in his previous work. And then it was like through working on his TV show The Kingdom, he was starting to like reassess how to approach like making art again. And by the time you get to Breaking the Waves, it's like it's totally flipped around. It's not about the form and artifice of cinema. It's about stripping all of that out, so you just are focused intensely on the performers. And so much of like what works so strongly about this movie is his relationship with that cast and like the improvisational nature and like getting into the heart of these characters and rewriting lines on the day and figuring all these things out. And to me, that's what I took as inspiration was like once he had redefined his approach to this and stuck with it through the rest of his career, that was like what really affected me when I was figuring out what I wanted to do as a filmmaker, and seeing a director who just like is that close to his actors as a collaborator and the way that they build trust in those ways and everything is so amazing. And also like challenges that trust. I mean, I don't want to skip over that Von Trier is also a bit of a hound dog with his leading ladies and stuff like that. He's a complicated figure, and I think that's why I connect with his work so much.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, that's
so interesting.
That is very
What
interesting.
you said about the nudist stuff and the that side of him, because from what this film is presenting and what it's saying, especially about sort of like conservative Christian family dynamics and those kind of expectations, that's really what I would have thought he'd be coming from, because it seems like it's almost like a parody of like a miracle-filled like Christian film, but like there's no like miracle going on here. It's like, this is how it really looks.
Yeah. Like, I think one of the things that's so there is a miracle at the end, but like, I think that one of the things...
Spoiler alert, everybody. We're talking spoilers now.
Yeah. I won't speak specifically to what it is.
I mean,
but
we
think
can, now that we said spoilers.
One of the things that's interesting about it is, like, I think that in the way, like, you know, he talks a lot about, like, Dreyer as a major influence on him in this period. And I think you can see that in, like, the way that, like, religion is interrogated, but like God is never questioned, you know, like I think that it's about like the institution of it, and like that the way in which like this world this religious sect she's in is like so like segregated by gender and so judgmental, and like all of that's like this sort of conflict versus like her faith is never really like questioned at any point, which I think is so beautiful. But yeah, like I just think that it's like a very deeply felt and beautiful movie, and like has some of the best performing I've ever seen. And the stripping back of the artifice, like I think that comment about it like feeling like almost like a melodrama in that way is so it so much is, and it's so stock in so many ways in terms of how it tells this like very kind of hysterical cliche almost story, but because of the way it's shot and presented, it's elevated to such an insane degree.
Very, very cool. Yeah, this is so this is the second time I've seen it. Jake has seen it once before, I believe.
Yeah.
And Alex, this is your first.
I'd never seen it. No, this is my first time watching this one.
Yeah. So it was actually a while ago that I saw it for the first time. I have no idea how long it's been. But watching it again for like a second time, it's like I knew a lot of the structure of what was happening, sort of thing. Like there were certain things that I remembered and knew to expect. But a lot of it, I kind of felt like I was watching again for the first time, which was really nice. Emily Watson does do an incredible job with this character. I love how kind of like dopey and innocent she's able to portray herself, with so many subtleties in her performance and just her mannerisms and these weird kind of like almost tics that she has throughout the film. Like she really, really sells it. And I just feel bad for the character, you know, like there's
it's miserable,
even though it's like a very exaggerated degree of these, I guess, kind of toxic traits that human beings throughout the world might have. There is something kind of relatable about this character, and just, you know, really attaching in like an unhealthy way through, I guess, codependence, and needing this form of love and not knowing how to handle it, and, you know, fucking just going through an anxiety attack basically every time he's away. Like, it's an exaggerated form of things that I think a lot of humans experience, not to that degree, but yeah, there's something about it where it does speak to me, and it just makes me feel bad.
Well, like the wedding scene at the start, it's such a beautiful, like just the way it's like hyper cut in that way, where it's like we get these oneers that are then chopped up, and like it just focuses on the passion and the love, and it's like it so brilliantly captures like what it feels like to fall in love. And it sets up the whole rest of the movie with like the second he has to leave to go to the oil rig, and like it's just so remarkable. Like you feel that pain alongside her, because like the movie does everything it needs to in order to like set up itself on like an emotional level, and what you need for that emotional journey to hit.
Yeah. The pacing of the opening is really incredible too.
Yeah.
I think like something that like stands out to me, especially watching this again, is how like desolate it feels. The landscape, it just feels like there is nothing out here. It is kind of like, yeah, like Louise was saying, like this classic melodrama where I could picture my mom getting absorbed in watching this, like if it has that like old school weepy kind of quality to it, but like way more extreme and like punishing. But just the face of like pure innocence being thrown into this meat grinder of just cruelty and suffering. It's like, it makes you, I don't know, it makes me kind of like pull back and wince, and part of me is just like, I don't know how much, if I can take this, you know what I mean? And even
No, I was surprised to hear you liked it at the end of the last episode. I was like, this seems like too sad for Jake.
This is something that's like, I kind of wish it was, I don't know, because for me, I always prefer Dancer in the Dark, because to me, that's just like,
yeah, same.
even more cruel and punishing.
Yeah, no, it's a flawless masterpiece, and the music is so good, right?
The
Like,
whimsy of that music against it, yeah.
Yeah. However, I do really like this movie, and I think part of why I don't go full like weepy, like this pure innocence destroys, because we ultimately end with like Stellan Skarsgård, you know, and we end with him dealing with like what he put his wife through, you know, and like these complicated, like heavy emotions that it's like, even though we get the bells and there's some kind of catharsis there, I'm not pulled into the emotions, because it feels hollow almost, and it's like so depressing.
Yeah, I'm with you, Jake.
well, and the bells ring as the sister kind of challenges the regime of the religious sect and everything. Like, you have all these like little moments coinciding that just like speak to like the sacrifice that our lead character makes is not in vain. Like, it all works, you know. It's like I just find it so beautiful. It really is like what it feels like to throw yourself completely into love with someone, and also to, you know, like have faith. Like I love a movie that's about like faith. My next movie is about that as well.
Nice.
So it's just like it means. Yeah, I don't know. It just connects so deeply with me.
It's like an interesting take on the concept of like perseverance, you know, because that's what she's doing. She's like persevering with a strange perspective, you know, a goal that is not something that the average character portrayed on screen is going to be shown doing. But I do love that Von Trier is, you know, unafraid to be kind of like twisted and fucked up in ways that like are borderline kind of like silly in a way. If you like strip down what the premise kind of is, in terms of, especially in the second half of the movie, like, oh yeah, and he just gets her to fuck a bunch of guys so he doesn't die.
Yeah, to give context for people who maybe haven't seen this film, like the main plot concerns this girl who has a very intimate relationship with God, who hears God in her head all the time, and she falls in love with Stellan Skarsgård's character, and then basically he gets in an accident,
And it's her fault.
And because she prays that she'll return to him, so he ends up in an accident and has to come back. And because of this, he is paralyzed, and he says to her, "I need you to go sleep with other men and tell me about it, or I will die." And at first she's like, I don't know if I can do this to you. I don't know if I can do this for you. And she and they're in this deeply like religious part of northern Scotland, and because of that, and the isolation and like sort of religious group that they're in, it's like very frowned upon, upsetting behavior. And she's like basically put through like a humiliation ritual out of like faithfulness to both her husband and to like her religious faith being tested in this interesting way. We get an amazing cameo by rest in peace Udo Kier, who plays an evil boat captain in an amazing scene where sort of the main
he was the captain.
The main evil sort of moments of it is like she knows that if she goes off on this one sort of like meet with this one John to sleep with, it might kill her, and that's the question of the movie, is how much is she willing to give to care for this person she loves. And I think that's what's so beautiful about the movie. It is a movie about like giving everything to somebody out of love, and the penultimate scene is so beautiful where but when she finally challenges this church she's a part of, she like basically, and this was like a line written on the day, which I think is so amazing and speaks to that ability to be spontaneous with your actors. But she challenges the church order, saying basically like law is not the only thing. Like the only thing that matters is love of another person. It's about like loving each other is so much important than like loving the law of God or the law of religion. And I think that's like there's like a beautiful sentiment in that, and how it ties together with all these different themes happening. And this is like the thing I speak to is like, I was talking about a lot about dumb guy directors earlier. And I think that the thing I love so much about this movie and why I love Von Trier is because he's deeply well read, and he understands what he's playing with when it comes to like this incredible story that has these, like kind of like perverse and fucked up moments, but it's all in service of like these very strong themes about like faith and existence and like the nature of love and the universe, and I think that's like very beautiful, and it's also really smart, and also has some amazing needle drops. This movie is split into chapters.
Banger soundtrack.
At each chapter we get an amazing needle drop over these beautiful panorama shots that were like digitally altered photographs. It is like so beautiful.
I was going to ask you about those shots actually, because I figured you would know.
Well, and obviously I do chapters in my work because of Von Trier. That's where I take that inspiration from. So
watching this a second time after seeing your films, it's like, okay, I can see the inspiration very clearly.
Yeah, you can see where my influences are. They're I mean, like, I like to be like Von Trier though, where it's like he's taking a lot from Dreyer in a film like this, and obviously in my film I like to take a lot from Von Trier and also Dreyer. Obviously, I mean, like all filmmakers are in conversation with each other, but I think that what's so important and what separates like a good filmmaker from like a dumb guy auteur, as I call them, is like, I read books. I'm not just inspired by like a movie I like or my favorite filmmaker or something, and I think that's what to me is always what elevates material into that sublime space, is when you can see all these different mediums and philosophies and stuff all in conversation with each other on screen. Like, it's a movie that I think begs to be talked about afterwards, and that's what I love about it.
True. I was actually watching this time. I was very kind of I guess a little confused at how the title shots were shot. So you're saying that there were photographs that were digitally altered?
Yes.
Because some of them, like, there's like moving water in one near the end. So it's like they different layers, basically.
So basically, him and Bobby Mueller and a photographer, which I just shot up Bobby Mueller, like one of my all-time favorite DPs. He shot a lot of Wim Wenders stuff and Jarmusch's stuff. Just an incredible DP. He went out and they shot like a couple of like small reels of film photography and also motion picture photography at these locations, and then brought it to a digital artist who took them and then like manipulated them in post as like a digital effect to make these like moving photographs where it's like, you know, like he would add mountains behind an image and like make these beautiful landscapes out
That's
of
cool.
like a collage almost, which I think is so cool. And also there's no other movie that really looks like this one, because the film was shot on motion picture film, but then they transferred it to video and then back to film.
That's what I was wondering.
So they did the color, so they did the color grading on video and then brought it back to film. So it has this very unique look to it that a few other films have tried.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it has such a unique look, and it feels like the only relief you ever get is those chapter cards throughout the whole thing, and it's like a breath of like, okay, hold on, all right, before we dive back in. It's important to like maintain the pace because it's very well paced. Like it's a really well paced movie, even though it's pretty long.
Yeah.
You're always wondering what's going to happen next, and it's such a harrowing thing.
I like when they drop Life on Mars during that final title card is like one of the best moments I've ever like it's just like psychotically good filmmaking to me. It's just like such a hype moment in this like very depressing, miserable movie. I just think it's amazing.
Yeah, I was fully into every single title card music break. And it didn't even feel, I mean, like some people have said that it feels almost kind of like contradictory in terms of emotions. I feel like it complemented it very well because there is kind of like an emotional catharsis to those tracks in the way that they're written, in the way that they're composed, the feel of them in general. It works super well in my opinion.
Can I just add, this also has one of my favorite movie trailers ever.
I don't know if I've seen the trailer.
Yeah, I don't know.
I forget what track plays with it, but it is like, it's just one of my favorite trailers. But another thing that spoke to me in this movie was a particular character, which was the doctor. Like, I feel like that was such a nuanced and complex, like, portrait of this, like, kind of like chauvinistic, guy who's like trying to help, but in a way that is like this, with all this sexual jealousy, and like it's such a three-dimensional character for someone that could easily just be like the stuffy, boring doctor, you know. Just every character has so many layers, along with the sister, and
yeah, I like the sister too.
Who's that actress who plays her? I forget what her name is. I recognized her because of Mike Leigh movies. She's in Naked. She's in lots of Mike Leigh movies.
Katrin Cartledge.
Yeah, Cartledge. But God, she was incredible in this and in Naked. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I feel like I'm being a bit more quiet because I hear everything you're saying. I do.
Here we go.
Ruh-roh.
It just didn't speak to me on an emotional level. I appreciate the way it was put together. And once it ended, I was just kind of feeling like, how can I find the words to explain this feeling? And it's not just because it's bleak. Like, I love Dancer in the Dark. I love many of his grotesque films. But it was through reading the trivia and seeing a quote from Lars von Trier himself that kind of made it make sense in my head. With the quote being, in a 2005 interview by Swedish journalist Stina Dabrowski, von Trier said the following about the film, translated from the original Danish. I was determined to write a story that was so far-fetched and full of cliches that no one could take it seriously, but of course the audience liked it. All you have to do is come up with something really stupid and it will become a great success.
He's such a troll.
He's just trolling.
He's a gigantic troll.
Yeah, and I obviously don't think
so
it's
funny.
stupid or really like anything like this, but the heart of the melodrama for me, what it's kind of poking fun at, is kind of what didn't really work for me. I really loved the first act, but there was somewhere in the second where I was finding it kind of repetitive or aimless. I know it was escalating with that main character, and that was really what was carrying it for me, was Emily Watson. There's no denying she's like a powerhouse in this movie. She's like incredible and carried the whole thing and kept it like, do you even call it like entertaining? It's like, it's weird with movies like that. I love this movie.
It's interesting.
And it's so like dark and yeah, it's interesting.
It is though.
Yeah, I don't know. It didn't really connect with me, but I definitely hear what you guys are saying. Not that I'd ever say it was bad though either.
Sure.
I just
What do you think connects with you more in like Dancer than this one? Is it just like
I think the inherent tragedy of it, of the character with this affliction. I don't know. There was something about that spoke to me more with the musical element, with the way she's expressing herself. I don't know. It was something once it escalated to the Skarsgård getting Emily Watson to like fuck everyone. That like I didn't feel like how that was affecting the characters particularly. From my perspective, it's in there, I guess, but it just wasn't speaking to me. Like that aspect of it, and the way Faith is explored as well wasn't speaking to me from any kind of personal angle.
Oh, so you're saying you hate the movie because you're a Reddit atheist?
Yeah, that's exactly why.
Damn.
Well, I think it's interesting because Von Trier isn't a specifically religious person either. Like he grew up in an atheist household, so
Danish.
to make a movie that's about religion is like kind of a rebellion for him. I mean, like I think that so much of like the act of making this movie stems from him trying to like rebel against like everything his parents instilled in him. So I think it's there. Yeah, I think there's a lot of layers to it. For me, I think I just connect most of all just from like a filmmaker to filmmaker perspective, just because it really just his films just really redefine for me like what movies can be, and like as we've. Like we're all praising Emily Watson's performance such a high regard, and I think that's like what I connect to most. Is it's like, you know, the fact that he's able to get this unbelievable performance out of collaborating with her is just remarkable. And like I felt the same way seeing Dancer. I felt the same way with The Idiots, and most definitely Dogville with Nicole Kidman as well. Like it's really incredible work. So, yeah, I mean, I would attest that I think Dancer is the more fully formed and probably better film between the two. It's just like I think that out of all my own pet fixations, Breaking the Waves just is so much more fits with me.
Yeah, I'd like to talk about I guess like interpretations of certain things. She was looking at the camera a lot, smiling most of the time she did it.
I smiled back,
Oh, nice.
so she wasn't alone. I waved.
My feeling is that like the film is kind of implying that there is kind of like a god, and that she is communicating with him in some way. Like she feels the presence, and there is like a reaffirmation that she's experiencing and aware of through that.
It's funny how different a fourth wall break can be when you look at a movie like Funny Games compared to a movie like this. Like,
yeah.
It is totally different effect.
Yeah, and different goals.
Yeah, because I think it's always like challenging the way in which the audience is being engaged to look at the subject. So it's so interesting whether it's like an inviting look or a challenging look. And I think that's one of the things about this movie that I love is it feels more like an invitation into her headspace.
Yeah. So the first time I watched it, my interpretation of the ending was like, not only is God real, but like she did everything right. like she was perhaps literally following the orders, and her talking to herself was like the literal word of God.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what makes it like a fairy tale, and how it's defined within this idea of like that gold heart story that Von Trier connected with. It very much so is like this girl gives everything, and the love she showed pays off. Like the husband is healed. The sister turns against in some way the religious community there, like that she judges them, and then God approves, I suppose, like because it is like, oh, if we ever heal, like the bells ringing is set up, and it does like answer a question that the movie poses, and I think it's beautiful, like there is an ambiguity there, and I think that's like a beautiful thing for like what is like in every way like an art film film to just like come out and say like, no, this is the thesis of this movie.
Yeah.
Like, which I think is awesome.
No, I think that's super cool. It's one of my favorite endings ever.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And so, yeah, I guess there's like an ongoing debate in my head over like whether or not to call this film like a religious movie or a Christian movie. Like it feels like a debate in my head in terms of like whether it's from a religious perspective, because certainly Lars von Trier is not religious, but like there's an argument to make in either direction in terms of its criticisms or it's almost kind of like embracing of certain aspects.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think I wouldn't call it a religious film. I would call it a God movie. Like, I think it's actually very critical of religion itself, but it explores faith in such an intense way that I think is what it's really about. Like the thing that the movie at no point ever disputes, like, God, right? Like it is very much so, but a criticism of the way in which other people try to gatekeep the relationship with God. And I think that's one of the things that's so powerful about that ending is it makes a very clear statement that it's like a love conquers all sort of ending, right? It's like God approves of this love and like rewards this sacrifice. Like in a way, it's a very biblical story. It's like Job or something like that. Of like this person having their faith tested in this intense way.
I mean, she literally, as she's talking as God, like one of the lines is, "You must learn to endure." You know, like it is about like perseverance in a weird way.
So I think it's better to say that, like, rather than it being like a film about like the organization of religion, which I think it's more critical of. I think there's something like biblical about the way in which it's like a character study in the way of like a classic, like Old Testament type story, or even like a Christ's narrative, right? Like there is that martyrdom aspect that's so inherent, and I think at this point von Trier was going through like a Catholicism phase, so I think that makes sense.
Before the Nazi phase.
Well, I mean, like, that's all. The thing I'll say about the Nazi thing really quick is that like that's very much tied into his relationship with his like biological versus like father, because he had known himself to be like having a Jewish father his whole life, and then finds out that his biological father was German, who was actually like a resistance fighter during the Second World War. But to him, it was just like he was just saying a provocative thing to try to like highlight the way in which his identity was shattered by this realization.
He was just I've seen that full speech many times, and he's telling an interesting story in a jokey way, and he's just really bad at it. I love it. I love it. That's like one of my favorite things is that.
Well, the best thing is watching Kristen Dunst next to him.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my god,
she's the source
incredible.
of my cringe in that clip. Is just feeling
Oh,
bad for her.
it's so funny. Like she goes through every emotion.
There goes my Oscar.
Watching
So
Skarsgård like
amazing.
lean forward with like smiling, like, "Are you you want to stop doing that?" Just the full cast, like, what the. And he keeps going. I love how he keeps going.
So crazy. Isn't it?
It's perfect. It's perfect. But, a lot of the best artists are just like fucking lovable weirdos where you're like, they're
Certainly
neurodivergent people, make some great art because that's a form of communication. And, some people find strengths in communicating in ways that are better than others for them.
I'd like to pose a question because I was thinking about would this movie work at all if it ended with Jan and Emily Watson both dying? If she does this thing, she dies, and he ends up dying. It's like a cold realist ending. Would it work at all?
Why would that happen?
No, it'd be horrible.
Okay.
Like, why make that? That's like a Chloe Zhao movie. I don't want to see that.
Based.
Because I could almost see it going, in that direction, and almost like just the pure suffering tragedy of it without any like of that fantastical.
But suffering must have meaning. Otherwise, what's the point? And I think that that's the thing, like, for Von Trier, is these films are so personal to him that it's like he suffers. He's like bipolar. He's so messed up that for him, it's like trying to find meaning in that suffering. It's like this has to mean something, right? And so I think like that's the thing about Von Trier's movies that I think are so beautiful, is that like you could write them off as misery porn, but there's always so much meaning to what happens to these characters, like because he's suffering alongside them. Like it's like a way of him exercising his pain, and I think that that's so beautiful and touching.
That is.
How do you feel about his later work, like his House That Jack Built and Nymphomaniac and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, the thing about House That Jack Built is it's like kind of a provocation of him trying to like interpret his career in a way. I think it's really interesting as a film, and I find it quite entertaining. Nymphomaniac as well is also kind of in a way like trying to put like a final statement on his like suffering women movies. And I think it is really interesting that the distinction between like how Nymphomaniac all like wraps up this big career period for him, and then his like sort of final statement with House that Jack Built is he has this like evil male stand-in for himself doing all of this work. I think that the thing is he's very much so a self-aware artist, but his self-awareness comes with being such a provocateur. That I think that to me, like I don't have I think I'll have a fuller perspective on where that work sits either after he passes, and we can kind of look at it as whether it's a final statement, or if he does get his next movie off the ground he's been trying to work on despite his health conditions. I think that I'd be very interested to see how that final wave all looks together, because like it would be very fascinating if he goes back to something explicitly sincere with his last movie, because I think that he had such a beautifully sincere period in the 90s with the Gold Heart trilogy, and like to me that's like the strongest era for him. I think that he kind of fell into too much provocation within the 2000s in some ways, but he's always been a very self-aware artist, and I respect him for that.
Yeah, self-referential. Also, There are points where I wish he would tone it down a little. I'm like, come on. But
yeah, that's just who he is.
Exactly. Lovable weirdo.
And yeah, I mean, like the thing is like most good film directors are absolutely horrible people, because to be a good film director, you have to be a complete sociopath.
All right. That's why you're good.
Yeah. Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, it's I do. It was fun watching it this time, knowing the ending from my first watch, because kind of just 100% of things that happened are in line with the other supernatural element that isn't explicit until the ending, depending on how you interpret it. But yeah, like every single scenario is like, just like a monkey's paw near the beginning, and just things that she explicitly is told through the word of God or asks for, prays for. They all happen. Like nothing contradicts that in any way, which is really cool.
One of my favorite moments is when she gets the voice of God back in her head as she's riding towards the big ship. That's like, I find that a very moving moment when she finally has that, connection returned to her.
Yeah.
Talk to other people,
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And I think it's really interesting, like, to consider the fact that, like, it is written like in this way that feels like very big and larger than life, and in a way it could be considered like cliche or like melodramatic, but it is written like a Bible story.
Yeah.
Like relating it to Job or something. And it is kind of funny to think of like, okay, well, if you were to adapt a big biblical story, like what's the right approach to take? Like, are you doing something like Aronofsky's Noah? Are you doing this? Like what is and I think that's an interesting thing, is like there is a sincerity to the approach, where even as much as he like can laugh it off as being like a little bit like saying it's tropey and stuff within the writing. I think he just does so many amazing filmic things to elevate it beyond something that's almost too silly to work, and I kind of love that.
Very cool. Yeah, anything else to add? The only thing that I don't like about it is the child actors he doesn't direct very well. They're kind of like quiet and awkward and just like not given a lot to do. And I was like, okay. Didn't need to be there.
No.
I don't know.
I didn't. I hated them.
Yeah.
They were so mean and cruel.
I mean, the characters were mean. I know.
Yeah, but they were acting like mean little kids. I don't know. I didn't expect any.
Yeah,
more.
but they weren't given.
I never had an issue with it.
Whatever.
And it's like that awkward timidity where they're just like testing the water of like, hey, this adult, can we now like start treating her like a piece of trash? Like, let's see how far we can go with this. It's just that inhumanity that's just so ugly and disturbing. That's like a part of humans, you know, even at that young age.
Oh, we got another guest. Oh my God, what do they think of Breaking the Waves?
What do you think of Breaking the Waves, boys?
No, that's God.
Oh shit, we got God's perspective.
It's the voice of God in my ear telling me that my flight's about to board.
Is it actually about to board? How much time we got?
We got like 20 minutes.
All right. Okay. Well, 8 out of 10. High 8 out of 10 from me.
Same. 8 out of 10.
Damn. Yeah. I appreciate it more than I like it. I maybe watch it again one day. It's be like a low 7 out of 10 for me. 3.5 star.
All right.
And it gets the heart from Louise.
Perfect. All right. Let's do some questions.
Okay, let's do a couple questions here as we wind down this episode from the Sardonicast community. Head over to the suggestion thread over on the subreddit if you want to leave questions for future episodes. I've got to do this one from Butter467. It was a question for Louise. Since you told Adam that Castration Movie Part 2 was mainly inspired by To Boldly Flee, were you someone who actually watched Doug Walker's other content like Nostalgia Critic, Demo Reel, and all the other movies he did like Kick-Assia and Suburban Nights?
100%. I mean, I got into that whole scene back when AVGN and Nostalgia Critic had their feud, and then I became a avid Channel Awesome watcher, along with many of the site's other contributors. But of course, I was there for Doug. This is while I was a child in like junior high, probably. Once I got to high school, I fell off, which I think is around the time that Kick-Assia was posting. I would maybe occasionally watch a Channel Awesome video if it was something I was really, like there wasn't a lot on, like YouTube was so early in like the criticism stuff. Like it was fun to hop on there and maybe watch a video where people are talking about a movie that I had nostalgia for too. I mean, these people aren't that much older than me, right? So I was definitely very much so the target demographic for it. And what I think is really interesting was like I fully fell off of the site by the time I was in university. So this is like To Boldly Flee I never saw at the time. I never saw Suburban Nights at the time. I never made it through Kick-Assia. I think I may have saw one of the parts that was posted at the time. It was like, these guys really funny at riffing on Space Jam, not so good at making an original film. But what was really interesting was like I remember a bunch of the controversy stuff came out with like the change the channel thing in like the mid 2010s, and that kind of reinvigorated my curiosity. And then one of my friends, Perry Rowlands, was on a podcast called Get Cynical where he talked about Suburban Nights, and I tuned in to listen to my friend talk about it, and was just so captivated by like him kind of making an appeal of like, you have to watch this. So it was during the pandemic, and me and my girlfriend at the time, who was she was like 6 years older than me, so she had totally missed all this stuff entirely. I was like, hey, I'm gonna introduce you to this amazing guy called the Nostalgia Critic, and we ended up putting on and watching all three of the anniversary movies, and there was some mix of like my nostalgia for that era, my newfound appreciation for like no budget DIY anything goes filmmaking, and just like the I think like where I was at in my own career, feeling very stalled out and creatively like impotent in this way, that like by the time I got to the end of like Taboli Flea, I was like crying, I was like emotionally invested in these characters. I was so affected. I had like it became like a complete hyperfixation for a little bit, where I became so obsessed with it, as like a movie that I will put that movie on my Sight and Sound ballot the next like if I ever get asked to contribute one, like it did just like it profoundly change my whole approach to filmmaking in a way. And like I definitely was not joking when I said that like it was one of the biggest inspirations on like when I did Castration Movie Part 2 specifically. Like I even throw like a Dutch angle in there at one point. Like, you know, I'm in conversation with like all the great auteurs, you know, like Robert Bresson, Carthier Dreyer, Doug Walker. I think that you know.
Hell yeah.
Amazing. Great answer. Seeing as on a time crunch, I'll just go into the next one from the Dark UCF Knight. Was another question for Louise. I love Castration Movie 1 and I'm looking forward to watching 2. Was part of the reason you chose to keep the movies as long as they are to intentionally make them less accessible to general audiences and keep them mostly within intended communities? How does that strike you?
The answer is in the question, is it not?
well, it's interesting because that was never part of the thought. Like I made these movies for myself, and I like a long movie. I mean, I love being able to get invested with characters, and like, you know, when I think about the films I love the most, I want to exist in those spaces longer. And so when I sought out the style for this movie, I originally was expecting it to try to carve it down to be a normal length film. But then like my ambition just got the best of me, and I sat down with my friend William Morris, who's one of the executive producers on it, when we were hanging out in Chicago together. And he said, like, we watched like an hour of rough cut that I had that was like mostly unedited. Like it was just like the scenes in their entirety without me cutting them up at all. Yeah. And he just said to me, like, you know, this is like actually extremely watchable. Like I think it would actually be criminal to cut any of this. Like I've never seen a movie that feels like this before. And that kind of gave me, he was the first guy who ever screened my work anywhere, like in a movie theater. So it was kind of this moment where I realized, like, you know, I'm going to trust this person who's been a champion for my work, and I'm going to just lean into like making this the movie I want it to be, which is like indulging in this extremely long duration because I feel it needs to be that long. And, you know, it's really funny. Like I get a lot of, like, I think that's the thing that honestly distinguishes it between like Von Trier's movies from the period that we were talking about with Breaking the Waves and like what I'm doing with Castration Movie is that like I'm not trying to cut up to get the best moments of these performances and stay in the heightened emotion the whole time. It's like, no, I want the subtleties of people having to think about what they have to say, and I want to exist in the realness of the moments as opposed to like what's cinematic in those moments. So in a way, it's like trying to take that like Dogma 95 approach one step further and be like, well, we have to add duration as a component of that because like to exist as a human is to exist in time, and time is long, days are long. And I think that, you know, that ties into a lot of the themes of the movie, and it just made sense on an artistic level to me. And the thing that became so funny is it ended up driving the word of mouth where the movie got so much more popular, as opposed to it staying this niche weird art film that filters normies. The movie got way more popular being this 4.5 hour movie called Castration Movie. Like that, it feels like a joke of what an art film is. Like, what do you say? A Canadian Vancouver shot movie that's shot on shot on a toaster and like is 4.5 hours long. Like it becomes like the joke of like what a film bro watches. And because of that, it like actually caught like way more attention than it ever would have otherwise. So I would say no, like it definitely wasn't like a choice to try to like gatekeep it in any way. I just wanted to make the movie I wanted to make.
That's really cool.
That's awesome. That's a great answer.
And it does very much grab your attention.
Okay, let's do this one for everyone from Exploding Ninja. What's a recent trend in movies that you're sick of seeing? What comes to your guys' minds when that question is
I
posed?
don't know. Being released. I hate movies.
Freedom, yeah.
Don't release it. We need more of the Batwoman and Coyote versus Acme. Okay? Make them and then don't release it. How about? Waste everyone's time.
I think that for me, it's just like I feel like the digital revolution has caused people to forget about lighting as a component of cinema. And to me, cinema is all about lighting. And like, I know I speak as like a filmmaker who tries to, cut back the artifice of filmmaking so much in like the current project I'm doing. But like, like the next movie I do, I want to shoot on film and I want it to be like lit, like, and like in a beautiful way that showcases like the power of the way light moves through a camera onto film stock and then is projected back out onto a screen. Like I wish more filmmakers worked with like good DPs and gaffers who had a passion for like actually lighting a scene and not just like saving time by shooting everything super flat and underlit and handling it in post.
That's a great answer.
Yeah, that's a fantastic answer. I've got kind of a weird one that you can't really say it's fully a trend yet, but it's looking that it might be over this decade with, especially in 2025, like catching up with the COVID stuff. There's a potential for a bit of a thematic saturation on like how everything sucks and we're all fucked and AI is going to ruin everything. And I don't know, all my favorite movies from last year, like was some kind of commentary, a twist on that. But I don't know, we'll see how much oxygen there is in that.
What, you didn't like Mercy? You don't like Mercy?
Yeah, I'm hyped for that
movie of the year.
I'll watch it.
We should go see that this week. I really want to see that.
I'm waiting for digital, and if we don't see it in theaters, it'll come very quickly.
Very quickly.
No, we got to see it in IMAX.
No, I want to do a watch along.
It's legitimately like War of the Worlds if it was pure evil. Like,
cool.
Made by a psychopath.
Is it funny though? Is it funny bad? Or is it boring?
No, it's just evil. Like, it's just like morally objectionable. It's like pro AI propaganda,
okay, cool.
The police state is amazing. Okay. Yeah, it's crazy.
That sounds kind of funny.
Yeah, my pet peeve right now might just be like member berry shit. Like a lot of the times they just it seems like they sacrifice what would make artistic sense just to shoehorn in some kind of like nostalgia nonsense. So
yeah, it would be so nice if we had a functioning film landscape where studios invested in talent and amazing stories, as opposed to just IP mining, which I mean, like, there's always been such a thing in the industry. It's just like we used to IP mine like books and stage plays and interesting true stories from the real world about humans and the way people are so interesting. And now it's just like, okay, let's reboot Batman again. Like, I really wish it wasn't such a homogenized film landscape. Like, it just feels like we've been stuck in the same, like, it's perpetual 2000s. Like, I just want to break free of that. And I think with studios crashing as much as they are, I'm really curious to see like how things turn around as IP delivers less returns on investment, and hopefully someone figures it out. But like, the studio landscape is brutal. The indie landscape is faltering as people are way too scared to fund anything unique or interesting because they don't want to upset a certain political things going on right now. So I mean, it's all very, very complicated, and it's a little disheartening. But I'm hoping we get like a new Hollywood out of it, and I'm excited to see who's leading the charge there.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck the bureaucratic red tape. We'll find ways to get around it. Straight to the audience.
Yeah. I'm just going to steal all your answers because those are much better.
Okay. All right, how much time you got, Louise?
I got some time.
How much is Some.
How much time I got? I have like 15 minutes. Like I should probably hop off in 15.
Okay. I just want to make sure there's enough time to like upload the audio also.
Oh, right.
Yeah, no, I think
So I can
15 will
send
give
it
me
off to
enough
you.
time for that.
Okay, good. All right, we can do another question or
Should I do one more to round it down here? Yeah.
one or two maybe, depending if they're...
Let's round it down then. This one from Dab Sloth 710. Hey, Sards, question for Louise. What's the most challenging thing you've had to overcome as a filmmaker? Congratulations on everything you've accomplished. Seeing your movies has really helped me understand myself more, and I can't thank you enough. Much love.
I think that the most important thing for every filmmaker is finding your voice. I think that like when I first started, there was things like I knew I liked, and it was just like really experimenting and like you kind of comb through all these things that might be your influences, might be your personality that end up on screen. And I think that becoming a great filmmaker is really about finding ways of like curating that down into like a very strong authorial voice, and once you've found that, I think that's the real key to succeeding with your work. And as part of that, I think that for me, like the biggest challenge is like keeping myself excited about whatever I'm working on, because I'm definitely like the type of artist who is really passionate about like always challenging myself and making work that isn't like I don't want to like do the edgy like subverting expectations thing, but it's like like I always want to challenge myself to like do something I'm not expecting, if that makes sense.
That does make sense.
Yeah.
Do we got time for one more question? Or?
Yeah.
We could chuck in another one here. We could do
All right, last one.
Let's end on this one from Hello, it is Joe. What method do you prefer for releasing shows on streaming? All at once, weekly, or in volumes? Like Stranger Things 5 or Invincible Season 2? Yeah, how do we feel on this?
If they release it all at once, then the decision is with the viewer. You can choose to binge it or not, okay? Give me the freedom.
Or like Fallout, where they just change it.
I like week to week because I think the thing that's great about television is the fact that it's a communal experience to watch it week to week. Like, I think that the best TV shows I've ever watched are the ones where I got to, talk with my friends about like what do you think's going to happen, and getting to actually entertain like what is the special thing about TV, which is long form storytelling told over X amount of weeks. And so for me, it's like it's if it's not told in that manner, you're just releasing like a long movie, and I think that it's so much less interesting if you're like, when Twin Peaks: The Return was coming out, everyone was having such a good time talking about that week to week, or even like a show like Lost, which in hindsight has a lot of issues. Like it was still very exciting at the time to be watching it, and
there's water cooler moments.
Yeah, so I think that that's what makes TV special, and if you're not releasing TV on a week to week basis, then what's the point?
I'm with you 100%. That's my answer.
Yeah, I don't like the volume thing. I find it irritating because it's so blatant. Just like we need to extend this over as many months as possible for subscriptions.
Yeah. Well, and the volume thing's interesting because it's a way for Netflix also to get around paying out salaries properly.
True. Yeah.
So it's also like nefarious bad money reasons why they do that kind of stuff, which I don't like.
Gross. Yeah.
But I love Netflix. I would work for Netflix, obviously.
And you also love the Oscars, and you love Paul Thomas Anderson. And...
yeah, no, actually, all the things I said that were bad are actually good. So if anyone's listened to this, I really love working in the film industry. Give me
Well, you were doing a classic Lars von Trier.
Oh yeah, no, I was just saying edgy stuff for attention. I actually am very nice and like everything.
Yeah, it's thematically purposeful. All right. Thank you so much. That does it for questions. Whose turn is it to recommend a movie? Is it mine?
That's a great question.
It wasn't mine.
No, you did Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
I did Eyes Wide Shut. So I think it's Adam. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to narrow it down. We've got some options here. Would you like a I don't know. I'm just
You're struggling.
I have terrible choice paralysis often.
Yeah.
This is what happens when I'm like ordering food from Uber Eats.
Uh-huh.
Do whatever's going to get that clickbait, Do whatever's going to...
Yeah, I don't think any of these that I have on my short list are going to get that. Well, how popular? Fuck everything. I'm so mad that I can't decide right now. What would we be talking about other than the recommendation? Like the new Raimi and like what else? Because if people click on it for like one of those or whatever, send help. Is there anything you're planning on watching?
There's Markiplier. He has his new movie.
Oh, is that actually coming out between now and the next one?
Yeah. Let's go see it on Thursday. That'd be fun.
I might be not in town, but I'll let you know.
Okay.
I'll let you know. I might be. I'll keep you posted for that. Let's fucking
I've never had you struggle like this for one of these.
Yeah, this is...
because I'm upset at myself.
You can do this. You can do it.
All right. Well, since fucking Korea got snubbed, I guess I'll recommend a Lee Chang-dong film, Oasis. I haven't seen it. Love this director.
Cool.
Fantastic pick.
Okay,
Fantastic
great.
pick.
Yeah, we got a Louise approval. So I haven't seen it yet. I'm looking forward to it. I'm assuming neither of you have seen it either. So
Nope, not seen it.
Excited.
cool. Have you seen any Lee Chang-dong?
Brilliant.
Either of you? He did Secret Sunshine and Burning. I guess Jake, you haven't seen.
No, I haven't seen any
Okay.
of these.
Yeah, Alex, I think you would love Burning actually.
Oh yeah.
All right, yeah. So if you're listening at home, and you don't want to be spoiled for Oasis, 2002 film by Lee Chang-dong. Watch it before the next episode. These episodes come out every 2 weeks, so you can listen to them early by going to sardonicast.com. Sign up for premium. It's only a few bucks a month, or patreon.com/sardonicast, or hit the join button below. We also have a Sardonicast highlights channel. Check that out. Louise, plug whatever you want. Your
Yes,
film is
thanks for coming on.
such a good value. It's so cheap. Where do they find it?
Yeah.
2 films in one.
And you can buy it through Letterboxd now, right?
So the best way to support me in the movie is to buy the film through my Gumroad account, which you can find by typing in digital.louiseward.com. Otherwise, you can also rent the movie from the Letterboxd video store as part of their Best Films of 2025 series
Congrats
that they're
on
hosting
by the way.
on there. So it'll be up there for the next 2 years, I believe. It'll also be coming to streaming in April as well as Blu-ray around the same time.
Hey.
So there will be many opportunities to watch it basically anywhere. This might be the most successful Vancouver movie ever made. So
Truly
like
Vancouver,
definitely like seek it out. And I think we're gonna be doing another crowdfunding campaign soon too. So keep your eyes posted for that, so we can get the next part done.
Yeah.
In time for some festival premieres that we have lined up. So we're gonna try to get the next 6 hours all ready to go for you guys.
Hell yeah. It's literally only like $3.50 US to get the first 2 movies, and you've just been adding them and you get access to the rest of them even without having to pay.
Yeah,
more.
it's the Gumroad's great because it's one-time payment, you get all the movies. But I will say if it's ever like a financial burden or like you don't have a credit card or something, you can always reach out to me on DMs for a free waiver code, or you can find the movie on the Internet Archive as well. So it's accessible no matter how you want to see it.
That's fucking cool.
Amazing.
Way to go. Support artists, support indie artists. Thank you so much for your contributions to film and also being a guest on this podcast, arguably more important.
Yeah. Thank you, Louise.
Yeah, I loved your insight.
It was really nice talking to you. Yeah, it was really
It was
fun.
a great conversation.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you guys.
And am I forgetting anything? Have a happy castration, everybody.
Again.
Yeah, well,
That's just how we sign off every time.
yeah, Shrek's fucking old news now. Fuck that guy. Castration's where it's at. So, thank you for listening, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.
Attention. This is a secret message from Adam recorded after the podcast. I found out that it was my fault. It was entirely my fault that the dates got mixed up because I gave Louise the wrong date for some reason. I don't know how it happened. It was literally one day off. I said like the 27th instead of the 28th or vice versa. I don't know how that happened, but just wanted to throw that out there because otherwise people would be left with the impression that it was Louise's fault. It was my fault. I take the blame. I own up to it. But it was really funny. So, it worked out. Thank you. Bye-bye.